All right. Excuse me. What is good, everyone? OJ here. Welcome back to the stream. Today, we got a great show for you guys, talking about a lot of great content, great Nintendo Switch 2 stuff, great RPG stuff, great all sorts of stuff. Been gone for a couple days. Now we are back, better than ever, refreshed, ready to go. So what's good, everybody? Welcome. I missed you guys. I missed you guys a lot in this last couple of days. I forgot that I didn't stream. I kind of forgot that I didn't stream for the past couple of days. But yeah, we're back. I was thinking about doing Monday, but I was like, man, I had, I was out late with my daughter, so I was just like, we'll just kind of go hard for the next 5-6 days, just Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and if we can get Sunday, we'll get Sunday, So yeah, either way. What's good, everyone? OJ here. Welcome back to the stream. Hope all of you guys are doing great. Thank you guys so much for coming out to today's stream. We got a lot of content to go over. A big Donkey Kong Bananza news. Big Donkey Kong Bananza stuff going on. A lot of just stuff that's just happening. I had a couple videos for today as well that went down, which were pretty cool. So if you haven't seen that, make sure you guys check out today's video, Donkey Kong Bananza. But yeah, we also had a video on Final Fantasy as well, which kind of got buried because the news about Donkey Kong dropped today. So it was a bit tough overall. So yeah, it was a bit tough. But either way, we still have, like I said, a lot of stuff to go over, man. So I'm excited about that. So let's get into the shout out. So if you're here in the chat, make sure you say what up. Want me to say hi to you. So let's get into that first and foremost. Big love to Dior. What's up, Dior? Welcome to the stream. How you doing today? Like always, Dior here. Usually one of the first people here, if not the first person here every time. Party Man Cartworld. What's up, Party Man Cartworld? What is good? Kevin, KO Ken. What up, KO Ken? Jeffrey Tucker. What up, Jeffrey? Big Shaw X General Zamora. Daniel C in the house. Mustache Man. Dylan. Yo, what's good? Luxus. What's up, Luxus? What is good? Party Man, what is up, man? Welcome to the stream. How you doing today, brother? What is good? What is good? Wilbur Stanley says, you're the coolest. You're the coolest. What's good, guys? Chrono Rig, what's up, man? Quite on Nintendo YouTubers being DK Switch 1 game. So quite on, what's up with, quite on Quate? I don't know what that means. What is Quate? But I know what you're saying in terms of Nintendo YouTubers, because a lot of Nintendo YouTubers don't actually read what was said about Donkey Kong Bonanza. They literally said that Donkey Kong Bonanza is only possible on Switch 2. They're saying, hey, look, we started it on there, but the game that we wanted to create was not the game that you see. We needed Switch 2. Yo, Sabotage with $10 dono.
For some Donkey Kong.
Yes, sir.
Hope everyone is good. Can we get some Donkey Kong music, please?
All right, I got you. Donkey Kong music. Yeah, so it was just kind of weird to see. But a lot of content creators, they just read the highlights on Twitter. They'll take what Stealth posts, oh, here's the Switch 1, and then here's the Switch 2, here's the assessment. And then they don't even read the rest. They didn't even read the article. So a lot of them were just reacting to the information that was just right there. They didn't actually read the article. And a lot of the people who clip stuff on Twitter, they didn't post the part about Nintendo saying that this game wouldn't be possible without the Switch 2. They needed Switch 2. They didn't post all that. They just posted other stuff. They didn't post that part, which Nintendo clearly flat out said that, which was interesting that they didn't post that part. They were only posting certain parts, which was weird. And once again, it just goes back to Twitter being Twitter, not reading Chrono Rig. So that's the unfortunate part with Twitter. People don't read the articles. They just read the headlines. So yeah. But anyway, we were there. A lot of people were there to correct them. So it wasn't even just me. There was other people that were saying no, the Switch 1 version, if there was going to be a Switch 1 version, it would have sucked. 30 FPS, frame rate drops, no explosions, way less breaking apart in details. They couldn't do everything they wanted to do on Switch 1, which is the reason why it moved to Switch 2. So yeah. Let's see here. Cyber Taurus. What's up, Cyber Taurus? Welcome to the stream. Thank you so much for the big $10 dono. We got you on the board here. Let's go. Cyber Taurus with big $10. And with $10 or more, you get up, my man, Cyber Taurus on the board. We got full combo effects and rewards tonight, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go. Appreciate that. And we got Donkey Kong music too. Let's go. Cyber Taurus out here with the dank. Donkey Kong. Dank is back. Not Dank Meme Center. What's up, Nintendork? Welcome. What's up, Infernal Lycan? Welcome. What's up, Young CA? What's good? Welcome to the stream. DK rep. Yo, DK. Donkey Kong. What's up, Brandon Johnson? Welcome. Let's see. I think if it was on Switch 1, it would have been a lag. It would have been lagging a lot. They said that now that it's on Switch 2, it can run well. They said that it would have been 30 FPS, but I'm guessing that would have been 30 FPS with dips, because on Switch 2, it's at 60 FPS for the most part. But when things get insanely crazy, there will be a few frame rate hits, but it'll adjust pretty quickly as things kind of disperse and all that. So, I mean, if there was a little bit of frame rate dips on Switch 2, you know there was going to be frame rate dips on Switch 1, because almost like none of Nintendo's games, when it comes to none of Nintendo's 30 FPS, not none, but a lot of Nintendo's 30 FPS games don't actually run just like all at 30 FPS. Like there's some dips and some stuff here and there. Like their most intense ones, for example, like Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom, both of those games run at 30 FPS with multiple dips here and there, depending on what's happening on screen. Donkey Kong was going to be a pretty intense Switch 1 game. It would have been one of those games where probably anytime that you try to break apart something, there might be a dip here or there, you know, like, so kind of like Ultra Hand in Tears of the Kingdom, or some of the other stuff that they've had. Obviously, you know, Hyrule Warriors, that's not their game, but Hyrule Warriors, Age of Calamity, not great. So even like Super Mario Odyssey, it's okay, it targets 60, but it doesn't always hit 60, but it targets 60. So I think that's the problem that we would run into with Donkey Kong Bonanza if they went through with the Switch 1 version. People would just be complaining that it's not that great compared to Mario Odyssey, because Mario Odyssey targeted 60, you know, and was smoother, whereas this one targets 30. It's the Mario Odyssey team. What? So I mean, it would have not been good. Let's just say that. It would have not been, people would have been complaining. For sure. Nintendo needs to make a remix for the DK rap by Kendrick. Yeah, right. That probably cost too much money. So let's see here. DK reviews tomorrow. True. That is true. I gotta wake up early for that. Justin with the $3 dono.
Demanded assessment between Switch 1 and 2 is crazy. Also, I beat Pokemon Scarlet and I forgot how good the ending is. Also, I got jumped scared by an Ed Sheeran song.
Yeah, shout outs to Ed Sheeran. But yeah, it's really, Pokemon Scarlet and Violet's ending is fantastic. Area 0 and then all the way to the ending. Like, there's some pretty crazy stuff that happens. I was actually surprised at how dark it kind of gets. But yes, it's very good. It's very, very, very good. I beat the game. I think I beat it in 2023, or was it 2024? I forgot exactly when I beat the game. I didn't beat it right away. I waited to see if there was going to be some patches. And then once I realized, okay, there's not going to be any patches anytime soon, I was like, okay, let me go ahead and beat it. Let me just get through it. But yeah, shout outs, Justin. Thank you so much for the $3 dono. 13 on the board. We are close to our first combo breaker. Let's go. Some Puerto Rock, but he lost the plot with the last video talk, taking that developer interview all out of context. Puerto Rock is definitely one of those guys when it comes to PlayStation. He's going to make Nintendo look bad any opportunity he can get, especially a platformer compared to Astrobot. So that's the reason why I did that. It's not because he knows how to read and he can read what they say and all that type of stuff like that, but essentially he's just trying to do that because of Astrobot. And that's what a lot of these PlayStation guys will do. They'll take anything that's said so far, anything, and just kind of run with it in terms of things because it's up against Astrobot. So that's really it. Does he care about Donkey Kong? No. Is he gonna play it? Probably not. But it's a way to essentially for like fanboy type stuff, right? So that's the reason why he's going at Donkey Kong in that type of way and even talking about it in the first place. He doesn't actually care about the game. I don't think he cares about the game. Let's see here. Are you saying that it has variable frame rate? Ultimately, it feels like a wasted discourse. Different scope of the game will have went with Switch 1. Reminder: no games to play. Yeah, I mean, obviously anything has variable frame rate. Like nothing's ever locked. Most games aren't locked. I mean, some are, but a lot of games are not locked. So if something happens crazy on screen, like it might go down a little bit or whatever the case is. So most games have that. So yeah. Let's see here. Get hype, OJ, Yoga Flame, gang Yoga Flames. All right, shout outs. Let's go. Get hype. Let's see. Can't wait to pick up Donkey Kong on Friday. Yes, sir. What's up? OJ tried Splatoon 3. Yes, I've tried Splatoon 3. I played a few matches for the C, land, or air. I was on Team C. I won. To be honest, I don't like to travel at all in terms of by car, planes. I don't like any of them, but I just picked C and C1. So yeah, it's good. It's good.
Also, I have been getting some Switch 2 games cheaper on the JPE shop.
Nice,
so
nice.
I will be playing DK tomorrow.
Nice, let's go. Yeah, you can get it a little bit early and cheaper on the Japanese eShop if you do like to make an account and get some cards and stuff like that. So yeah, I used to do that like with the Australian, New Zealand eShop. I used to get some cards early and all that. So yeah, it's good stuff. It's good stuff for sure. Thank you so much, Mr. Justin, with another $3 dono, getting us to 16 and our first overclock 15-minute extension. Here we go. Shout outs, man. I appreciate that. Let's go.
Overclock Buster.
So we'll see once the game comes out tomorrow. Obviously, once we actually get it in our hands, we'll see it. From everything from the previews and all that, anytime that there's like a little dip or anything like that, it's not really that big of a deal. Based off of what I've seen from the previews, a lot of levels actually just run flawless. There's like the 2D levels, the challenge levels, all that. There's no problem whatsoever. So yeah, I don't really see it being any type of major detriment to the game overall when it comes to it. So, but like I said, we'll see tomorrow, and we'll see once we get our hands on the game ourselves. What's up, Justin? Other artist, welcome. No more game key card, please. I don't know why you're asking me that. You got to go to the third-party developers. So if you don't like them, then don't buy it, you know. OJ, you made me rethink Switch 2 overall. I'm getting one to play DK and Metroid, hopefully soon. And a large Switch 1 library. Still no game key cards for me, though. Listen, man, it's all about the games. Like I said, if you like Switch 1, you're probably going to like Switch 2. So, I'm glad that I was able to make you rethink it. But, I mean, like I said before, and I told you guys this once, and I'll tell you guys this again. From the very beginning, the system was good. And people that were sitting there and saying it's going to be this or that, you guys will all be proven wrong. I mean, I'm not trying to be mean. I'm just saying, like, that's what I told you guys from the very beginning, that the system was good. And it's a unicorn. Once again, it's not perfect, but it's a unicorn. I mean, your options are a PC, or a system like a PC, or a Switch. Those are your options, or like a retro thingy. But if you're talking about who's putting out something new, an Xbox is like a PC. It's a PC box thingy, and it's even going to be more of a PC next generation. The PS5, it's x86. It's a PC, but customized a bit more. But those are your options, or a PC, or a portable PC, a handheld PC, or a laptop. So there's not many options out. Like, there's not many consoles anymore. Everything's just kind of like a PC or a variation of a PC, except for the Switch 2. That's the only one. So I knew that people will eventually just calm down, stop looking at all the drama farm, or you can look at the drama farming clickbait, but at the end of the day, the games are going to shine through. That's what's going to make you get the system or not. Regardless, that's going to make you get the system. It's going to be the good games. So if something comes out that you think looks lit, that's what's going to make you get it. Some guy on YouTube who's yelling it into the camera about how bad this is, that's not your life. You got to play what you want to play. And I knew that ultimately fans, whether they thought one way or another, they'll come around to what they want to play. So that's exactly what's happening right now. You know, that's what we're seeing. That's why people are buying the system. And that's why it's doing well, because once again, your options are an Xbox, which is like a PC console thingy, a PlayStation, which is a bit more of a console, but still like an x86 PC thingy. Customized, though, obviously much more of a console than Xboxes in terms of what they're doing. Or an actual PC, or a portable handheld PC thingy. And if you're talking about high-powered handheld, your options are really only a portable PC thingy, a laptop, or a Switch 2 in terms of something new. Now, like I said, if you want like a retro portable thing, those are a little bit of a different category. But those are your options, and it's like, you don't have a ton of options, and then games to come out that you want, and then it leads to you getting one. And I've had countless people tell me, OJ, you know what, I just got one because I wanted to see what it was about, and I love the system. It's great. It's not perfect, but it's fantastic. And I'm like, I told you so, you know? That's what I told you, you know? So yeah. Let's see here. So I can say, I can play Donkey Kong tomorrow. How? If you make an account that's like somewhere that's like ahead of time, you can go from there. So just Google search it or YouTube search it, figure out how to do it. But if I were you, I would just wait till it's out in your region. You don't have to play it early. Just wait till it's out of your region. You'll be good. So yeah. Let's see here. What's up? My day's been going good. I can't complain. Did you guys get an email from Pokemon Company? Pokemon Presents on 22nd. Good evening, y'all. I didn't get an email from the Pokemon Company, but I already knew that it was coming out the 22nd. You know, so yeah. I was gonna wait to get DK Bananza, but I pulled the trigger. I'm getting day one. Okay, so did you already go and get it, or what? We are all Australia. Yeah, if you do Australia/New Zealand, you can get the game early. You know, but me, I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna wait. I'm gonna go pick it up. I'm gonna go buy. I don't know if Nintendo's giving me a review code for it or not. They haven't reached out, but if they do, that's cool. If they don't, that's fine. I don't really care. I'll buy the game. So yeah. What's up, Superpower Man? Welcome to the stream. See, people are dodging bullets and shrapnel in warring countries. YouTubers are out here grifting about frame drops. Well, I mean, let's not do that. But I mean, I see what you're saying. The hype for DK Bananza isn't too high, unfortunately. That must be a joke. It's the #1 game on Amazon in multiple regions. It's number one eShop game as well. So yeah, that's got to be a joke. Let's see here. Doesn't get a perfect 10 from top reviewers is criminal. Sony has them in their pockets. I don't think Sony has them in their pockets if it doesn't get a perfect 10 from reviewers. Like, I think, like I said, I estimated like a 92 or something. Yo, Kevin with the Toby Blaster. Let's go. Yo, shout out. Thank you so much.
Can I get any music from The Legend of Zelda?
Yes, sir. You can get music from The Legend of Zelda. Thank you so much for the Toby Blaster. Dono 31 on the board. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you so much, Mr. Kevin. Big Elite Ninja in the house with the Toby Blaster. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate that. Of course, you can get that on the board. We got a new Hokage and Street Ninja as well. My man Kevin with the big 15 is that. Anybody that's 15 or more, you can pass them up on both boards. Yo, let's go. Let's see here. It was a joke. I know it was. That's why I said it, you must be joking. That's why I said you must be joking. Mutator. That's why I said you must be joking. I knew that wasn't serious. Let's see. You think DK Bananza sells 5 million week 1? No, because there's barely 5 million Nintendo Switch systems. Can't sell to. I mean, you could sell to everybody that has a system, but I highly doubt that it's going to sell to everybody who has the system. So no, it can't sell 5 million week 1. Only way that it'd be able to do that if there was some type of like, no, it can't. There's no way. Like, if the Switch is around 5 to 6 million, you're not gonna get 90-something%, attach ratio. That's not gonna happen. Even though it's a highly anticipated game, but you got to go off install base, man. That'd be impossible. It's almost impossible to sell that many units in week 1 with barely that many systems out. So no. Will it do over 5 million when it's all said and done? Absolutely. But not like they're at launch, no. Or not in the first week, no. Zelda theme. All right, let's get some Zelda music going here. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you for the support, Mr. Kevin. So people can buy it without the Switch. Yeah, people can, but they're not going to. You can't expect that. That's not a normal thing to do, to just buy the game without actually having the Switch too. So I don't expect 5 million people to go out there, rush out and buy it before they even have the system. No, that's probably not happening. That's probably not happening. Let's see here. I'm still saving up for Switch 2. Hey, save up. Don't worry, man. You'll have it by the weekend. Or not weekend. You'll have it by the end of the year. There you go. Nintendo's probably shocked because people became stickler when it came to frames, and that was never the case back then. Nintendo was probably shocked because people became stickler when it comes to frames. I don't think Nintendo's shocked with stuff like that. No, they've heard people complain about frame rate and all that for decades now. So no, I don't think so. Let's see here. Now GTA 6 will hit 1 million in one day, 6 million. GTA 6 might even do more than that. It can do. I can maybe see that game doing 10 million plus in like one day or something like that. Like definitely doing 10, maybe even more. Maybe even like 15 million. It can do a lot. I'm guessing that it might do 10 million plus day one. Like absolutely. So yeah. That's GTA. Let's see here. My girl helped me buy Breath of the Wild for my Switch 2 yesterday. Big W, boys playing with the first time in 4K. Nice. Let's go. Good stuff, man. Good stuff there. Good stuff. Let me get some more Zelda music for my man, Kevin. Zelda 20. How about that 2017 theme? Yeah, we're not putting spoilers in the chat. No spoilers, guys. No spoilers or anything like that. So you don't even have no spoilers. Like that's obvious. That's a given because the game's not out yet. So please, no spoiling the game. The game's not out for everybody to play. I'm thinking of buying Ninja Gaiden Ragebound for Switch 2 while on Evo Vegas. Do you know if it runs at 60 on Switch 2? It probably does. I mean, it probably runs at 60 on Switch 1. I mean, it's a 2D hand-drawn like indie game. But yeah. Let's see, if people bought Zelda Breath of the Wild without the system. Yeah, once again, that's a little bit of a different scenario. They bought that because it was more of the special edition. People were buying the regular edition, the digital, and the special edition. It was the black box and stuff like that, and the other special editions that people were buying. So Donkey Kong doesn't have that. And on top of that, Donkey Kong isn't Zelda. So there's also some other factors, you know. What's up, Rob Navarro? Welcome to the stream. Shout outs. Welcome, welcome. How you doing today? Yeah, because the game leaked. Donkey Kong, people are actually playing it because some people have a physical copy of the game. So the game leaked. So since the game leaked, people are putting spoilers out there. So let me just tell you guys right now, for the whole generation, we don't do spoilers here because that's stupid. That's dumb. Like it's really stupid to do spoilers before the game even comes out. Now maybe weeks and weeks and weeks or months after, okay, we can talk about this, but it's absolutely like no chat should allow spoilers before a game even comes out. That's insane. Hey, what's up, Minato Mario? Welcome to the stream. How you doing today? Breath of the Wild show was incredible. It was really good. It was my favorite Zelda game. Breath of the Wild or Tears of the Kingdom. Let's see here. That's why I'm here to avoid the spoilers while dodging them. Yeah, most people don't like them. Most people do not like them. The large majority of people do not like it. It's a very small amount of people that like want to be like a party pooper for other people, you know. So yeah. So yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I don't mind, like I said, we can talk about stuff in the game that Nintendo's already shown off. Like if it's already been shown off by Nintendo and the directs or the previews or stuff like that, then okay, yeah, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. That's not a spoiler. If it's already been shown by Nintendo, that's technically not one, you know? But the funny thing is that, speaking of Breath of the Wild, back in 2017, my fan base got really mad at me. And on here on YouTube, it was crazy. Yo, Justin, finding the opening thread. Let's go.
Can I get some Pokemon Scarlet Indigo disc music?
Absolutely.
Also, DK is going to be good. I can feel it.
You can feel it in your bones that DK is going to be good. Absolutely. DK is going to be fantastic. It is going to be so good. It is going to be so good. I cannot wait. That's why you got PlayStation fans talking about it, getting all crazy, because they know it. They know it's going to be good. That's why you got like the crazy ones talking about it that way. They know it's going to be good. They know it's going to be good. Thank you so much, Justin, with the 31 on the board. My man, Justin, thank you so much for the big support. You are now the Hokage. Once again, what's up, Elias? What's up, Epic Lobster? Justin, you are the Hokage once again. Hey, but it's 31 or more. You can pass up my man, Justin. 25 on the Stream Ninja board. Thank you so much, man. Appreciate that. Big Justin in the house. Finding the opening thread. One of my favorites with that opening thread 25. Appreciate that, man. Let's get your music going here for you, though. Like you wanted. Let's get your music going. We've got Indigo Disc and Christian with the $3 dono as well.
I hate spoilers.
Yep.
People who spoil should be guillotined.
Well, I'm not going to go that far. But, yeah, man, it's all good. Thank you so much, Mr. Super Christian Bananza, Me World Plaza, CR Worlds Gaming. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate it. Thank you for that. Appreciate it. Guys, we're almost at the 60 combo board. Let's go, baby. Even further beyond tonight. We're gonna have a big stream tonight, guys. It's gonna be super exciting. Let's see if we can hit those platinum combos. Let's go. Shout outs, man. Hey, what's up, Rax the Great? Welcome to the stream. Shout outs to Rax the Great in the chat. Also, David V with the $5 Ninja Peach. Thank you so much, David V.
J.
What's up, man?
Hope your day is going well.
Good.
Can you play any Bravely Default song?
Yeah, of course.
Slightly smiling face.
I can play Bravely Default for you. Thank you so much. With the $5 dono, we're at 60 on the board. Hey, yo. Almost at that first platinum at 100 combos. Thank you so much, Mr. David V in the house. V for victory, baby. Let's go. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Thanks, OJ. It's my birthday today. It's your birthday today? Hey, happy birthday, Rax. Yo, let's go. Shout out to my man, Rax. Happy birthday. Flipping the switch with the 22 Uroboros Blast.
Wow, DKB sure looked good on OG Switch lol. But I get it. You need exclusive software to sell hardware. Sony learned that the hard way early in with PS5. Hell, these useless new 4K twins still sharing with PS4 at least with third parties lol.
So, I keep seeing people say that, oh, well, it looked great on Switch 1. Bro, it was a simulated screenshot. One, it looked way better on Switch 2. Could they have done it on Switch 1? Maybe. But the game that we have right now is nothing like the Switch 1 version. The Switch 1 version would have ran at 30 FPS, probably with frame rate issues. It would have had no explosions. It would have had way less voxels and the punching and the density and all that. It would have been a way different game. They just showed a simulated. The game itself was running into issues, and that's the reason why they put the game on both systems. That's the reason why they moved the game over to the Switch 2, because they couldn't actually do what they wanted to do. If you read the full interview, he literally says, this game is only possible because of Switch 2, the game that we have right now. Could there have been some crusty Switch 1 version? Yes, maybe. But it's not the same game with all the density and being able to travel down into the ground, the explosions, everything that it has in there, the 60 FPS, it wouldn't have been that same game. The Switch would have exploded. The problem is the voxels. That's the problem. Anytime that you have the voxels, which, you can expand and destroy anywhere on the map, that creates an issue. And they talked about it in the interview, Flipping Switch. I highly suggest reading the full interview. They talked about it on there. The Switch 1 couldn't handle what they were trying to do, which is the reason why it moved over to Switch 2. If the system could have handled it, they would have kept it on Switch 1, and they probably would have done a dual release. So, for example, Metroid Prime 4. That game on Switch 2, it's just the same game. It's just in 4K 60 or 120 or 1080p 120. There's no fundamental changes in the actual outside of mouse mode, but in terms of the gameplay and the geometry and everything, it looks identical. Pokemon Legends ZA, same thing. They decided that, hey, look, it's the same game. But games like Mario Kart World and games like Donkey Kong Bonanza, they're significantly less or just not good experiences on the Switch 1, which is why they made it on Switch 2. They talked about Mario Kart World being 30 FPS. That's insane. They better not release a 30 FPS Mario Kart game, Same thing with Donkey Kong, 30 FPS platformers, nobody wants 30 FPS platformers, nobody wants that. So I think that's the problem that we're seeing here, Flipping the Switch. Could they have done it? Maybe, but it's not the type of game that we got right now. And it's not like, oh, it's going to be the same thing that we have, and then it's just going to be on Switch 1, running 60 FPS and having the same type of destruction and having everything that they have in there. It's not. So yeah, they moved it over to Switch 2 because it needed Switch 2. Not because, oh, we just want to sell it. It's because they needed Switch 2 to make the type of game that they wanted to make. That's the reason why. That's the reason why it's on Switch 2. I sizzle with the Toby Buster. Yes, see, have a great stream. Yes, sir. We are having a fantastic stream. Thank you so much. I sizzle. Sizzling bacon action with the combo. We got the platinum, but I want to go over what they had to say as well. None of those guys are playing it on Switch 1. None of what guy? What, playing Metroid Prime? I mean, I'll be interested to see the splits of sales between Metroid Prime on Switch 2 and Switch 1. That is going to be very interesting to see how much Metroid Prime 4 sells on Switch 1 compared to Switch 2. That is exciting. Big love to Ice Sizzle. Big love to Flipping the Switch. Thank you guys for the $22 and $16 getting us all the way on our judges and getting us to 100 on the board. Let's go. Our first platinum with the 100 combo. Thank you guys so much, man. I appreciate that. Let's go. DK Bonanza would have been scaled back. Destruction would have been more limited. Yeah, 30 FPS would have been the problem for me, at least, with the platformer. What's up, Dawson? Let's see here. 30 FPS is fine, but I don't think 30 FPS is fine for a platformer. It's worse than Mario Odyssey. You want the same level of quality, if not better than Mario Odyssey. The game that we see right now couldn't be made the way that they wanted on. There would be way less destruction. It'd be pared back. Once again, there'd be no explosions. The resolution would be tanked. We know that it'd probably be 540p or something, 720p dynamic scaling. It would have been 30 FPS with dips. that doesn't make a fun game. If destruction is what you do for the game, if the game is about destruction and being able to break apart anything, and then they made it to where you can't break apart anything, you can only break apart certain things, and it's running at 30 with dips and the nuked resolution, and you can't do all the explosions and the stuff that actually makes the game, that's not a great experience. That's just not a great experience on Switch 1. Same thing with like Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity, you know, or something like that. It's not a great experience because of the frame rate that it's running on. Now, can you have fun? I love the game. It was like my favorite game, you know, when it comes to that year, or one of my favorite games when it comes to that year. But the experience was so bad. I can't sit there and say, oh yeah, it's a great experience for everyone, you know. So yeah, Joseph Silver with the $4.99. There's a long time. OJ just got to switch to in time for Bananza. Love the 60 FPS Zelda brings new life to games. I'm praying for Xeno 1 through 360 FPS in a patch. Yes, me too. I am praying for that as well. I want that to happen. But yeah, man. Like, to me at least, like I said, I think platformers for sure. Like, even like somebody said something about Kirby. Dude, the big knock on Kirby that it wasn't 30 FPS. The what's it called? The input buffer and all that was great. It was fine to play. It didn't feel laggy, but that was the big issue with Kirby. I mean, it's okay and it works, but everyone said, "Oh man, it would have been so much better if it was 60 for a platformer." And you can feel that like when you do some of like the levels and things like that. Kirby looks so much better now. You know, throughout the whole life of the Switch 1, I wasn't excusing 30 FPS for games. Like I was saying, "Hey, look, man, Switch, it's doing what it's doing. It would have been better if it was at 60 if they could, but clearly they can't get it at 60, you know?" So yeah, I was saying, hey man, hopefully with Switch 2 we can get some of this stuff, you know, where it's going to be 60 standard, because I like Super Mario Odyssey, I like Donkey Kong, I like Super Smash Brothers, I like Splatoon, all the games that ran at 60, I praise them for running at 60, you know? So let's see, Bowser's Fury. Yeah, Bowser's Fury. Well, Bowser's Fury was 30 FPS in portable mode. It was 60 FPS with dips, docked mode, and people kind of complained about that too. I mean, it was still fun. People complained. Yo, Justin with the party, man. Yo, what's this? Beat down. Yo, let's go.
Can I get the Player Essence Steam Special, Counterattack, followed by Road Taken?
Yes, sir. I got you, Justin. Thank you for the big $50 dono. Yo, Justin, extending the Hokage and Stream Ninja lead to epic proportions. Yo, thank you so much, man. I appreciate that. Party man, or not Party Man. Shout out to Party Man. Party Man got beat up. Shout out to Party Man getting smacked. Big love though. Big love. Shout out to Justin. Thank you so much for that support, man. I appreciate that. With the big 50. Anyone or more or 50, you can get my man Justin on the board. Hey yo, we gotta get these over. We gotta get this limit break. You guys know who's in the house. My man Cloud Strike. Let's go. No, I got you. I know stream, not Steve. I know what you meant. Just think of another $3. Counterattack. Appreciate that. Let's go. Counterattack in the house. Hey, what's up? Actually, welcome to the stream. 30 FPS is really the reason I never grabbed Kirby. That's the reason why. Let's go over what they had to say, though. And Cybertaurus with a $10 dono. Shout out to Cybertaurus.
I had fun with Age of Calamity, but y'all, I can only imagine what DK Bananza would have played like on Switch 1. So I'm glad they decided to pivot to Switch 2.
Yeah.
This is a game I'm incredibly excited for. We were due for a 3D DK.
Donkey Kong Bananza ask the... Okay, so I got the ask the developer here. So we're going to read... I hope you're still here, Flippin' Switch. I don't know if you had a chance to read through what they had to say, but I want to go over one specific part of what they talked about with this. Shout out to Flipping the Switch, though, man. I appreciate that. 165. Yo, can we get the double platinum coming up? Can we get the triple platinum? Maybe. Let's go. So I want to read what they had to say here. One thing that they had to say when it comes to the technology that they're using. So this part is very interesting. They said this right here. Hold up, let me get to it. Here we go. Okay, so yeah, here's let's see here. Here's what they had to say here. Speaking on what changed since Super Mario Odyssey, Donkey Kong Bananza is being released as a Switch 2 game. Given the development timeline, was it planned as a Switch 2 game from the beginning? We originally began developing Donkey Kong Bonanza on Switch 1, but we ran into some challenges. I think it was around 2021 when we started to think about moving development to Switch 2. Chris with another $3 dono.
Yo, party man. You gonna let Justin beat you up like that? Bruh.
Bruh. So then they also, Wanatabe said that, hey, look, based off of like the demolishing and the voxels and stuff like that, we decided to, put more terrain and more different things in the game. So we decided it'd be more fun. When we started experimenting with it on Switch 2, it was more fun on Switch 2 because the system was just way more capable. So Tanaka also explained voxels and how they work, going from like 1x1 pixels, 1x1 image, 2x2, blah, blah, blah. It's all there. It's kind of nerdy, but it's all there. But he talks about the game now running at 60 FPS instead of 30 FPS, and how the voxels, in terms of creating an environment where everything is destructible, it takes up a large amount of memory. And that's the reason why that they decided to move the game to the Nintendo Switch 2, So I think that is the main thing here, because voxels just take so much memory. But with the Switch 2 has significantly more memory than the Switch 1. They can actually create that without having, at 60 FPS and everywhere that you want, without having it tank. It was basically tanking on the Switch 1. The FPS was just tanking. It wasn't just like it was a solid 30 FPS based off of what he's saying here. It was going to be 30 FPS with some dips on Switch 1. That's not good. I mean, like I said, you can still have an incredible game. I think Donovan said, Tears of the Kingdom was still highly applauded. Even at 30 FPS, it still was. But once again, it's one of those things to where if you can get it on a system that can do, like, Tears of the Kingdom came out 2 years ago. Obviously, Donkey Kong Bonanza, that's a game that they said, hey, look, this would be way more fun if we can get it here. If we can get it based on the type of game that it is, the fact that you're destroying everything, whereas, Tears of the Kingdom is more slower and methodical. Donkey Kong Bonanza's faster paced platformer and all that. So that's another thing. Like, I think platformers are a little bit more sensitive to 60 than a slower paced action adventure game for the most part. Anyway, so they talked about it running at a smooth 60 FPS, but then he also said, this is the important part that I want you guys to listen. Hopefully Flipping the Switch is still here. Wanatabe says this: the physics of smashing involves lots of things happening all at once. Donkey Kong throws a punch, the terrain and objects break apart, and visual effects show debris flying outward. All of that is packed into a single moment. At 30 FPS, we couldn't fully capture everything that happens in an instant, but at 60 FPS, we saw that sense of destruction coming through much more clearly. We thought to ourselves, now this is something seriously satisfying. Not only did Switch 2 enable the game to run well, it unlocked the game's full potential. No, it made the game possible. I will repeat that last part for you. Not only did Switch 2 enable the game to run well, it unlocked the game's full potential. No, it made the game possible. So he flat out says the game wouldn't be possible in the way that they're trying to make it without Switch 2 because of the voxel technology, because of what they're trying to do. So people missed that part. I barely saw anybody on Twitter post that part of what he said. And I know people saw it, but they didn't post that part for some reason. For some reason, people decided to just leave that part out. They just left that part out, and it's right there. It's not like it's hidden or anything. It's actually right underneath. If you look on the thing here, it's actually right underneath the graphics assessment on Switch 1 and Switch 2, which this isn't a screenshot. It's hard to see. It's just a simulated of what they felt that it could look like on Switch 1 versus Switch 2, and the amount of trees and density and all of that you can have in the game. You can tell that the UI has changed. Obviously, this thing is down here. The buttons here, that's no longer there at all. Obviously, the Pauline button is different. So this is not a screenshot, but people were trying to say this is a screenshot. It's not a screenshot. It's essentially just showing you the assessment of how much more you can do on Switch 1 based off of on Switch 2 based on what you can do compared to Switch 1. So obviously you have way more density with the trees and the leaves. You have way more texture and details on all the environments and everything. Obviously better draw distance, things like that. And the lighting is going to be vastly improved. But the biggest thing is not necessarily this. The biggest thing is the voxel technology, what they talked about here. So he says, so doubling all three dimensions let me just read it real quick. Like I said, it's kind of nerdy, but let me just read it quick. He says, from a programmer's perspective, this is what Tanaka's saying. He's head nerd in charge here. Voxel technology is well suited for creating gameplay centered around destruction. However, it also uses a lot of system memory, and we face the challenge of Switch not having enough to support everything we wanted to do. I'll explain with some simple arithmetic. If you're asked to double the size of 1 by 1 pixel image in both width and height, you end up with a 2 by 2 image, which means 4 times as many pixels. When you do the same with voxels, you've got width and height, but also depth to contend with. So doubling all 3 dimensions gives you 2 by 2 by 2, or 8 times the data. It may sound simple to just double something, but the reality is that memory usage, voxel density, and all kinds of processes end up gobbling up 8 times the resources. It was clear that the memory available on Switch would struggle to handle that load. So even at the 30 FPS, it would struggle to handle even the voxel density that they were trying to go for the game, which is literally the game. Is the whole break it apart things. That's the game. And we felt that manifesting the huge volume of terrain that we did in this game might have been unachievable on that platform. With the move to Switch 2, we gained not only more memory, but also greater processing capacity. That gave us the freedom to incorporate gameplay ideas we previously abandoned because they were too demanding. When we got down to trying it, we discovered that not only could it handle the heavy processing requirements, but it also ran at 60 FPS. Things we'd given up on, like explosions, flinging large objects, or causing them to collapse, were now possible. Designers could also place as many objects as they wanted. There were so many moments when we thought to ourselves, now we can really do this. So once again, the game wouldn't even be the exact game without the Switch 2. It needed that to be that game. Oh, we got the extension, guys. Shout out. Let's go. Sorry about that. Super Sandwich, thank you for the tune-in tier pledge. I appreciate that. Let's go. Thank you so much for the support, man. I appreciate it. Big love. And also, thank you, Justin, with another $3 donut. I'm going to add that up. 84 on the board. Yo, let's go. EA and devs couldn't run on Switch. They put them on Switch. Glad the games moved to Switch 2, justifying the move. Yeah. I think this game in particular justifies the move. This game in particular. Let's see here. So yeah, dev cycles going longer is kind of fault of the consumer expectations growing on top of the appease the suits with the bag. No insight. Indie studios are gonna hit that grind. Yeah, Silk Song for real. For real. Let's see here. Breath of the Wild was a Wii U game and still one of the best games on the system. It was, but Breath of the Wild also hit 20 FPS most of the time. Like, it's still a great game, don't get me wrong. Like, it's still great, but that doesn't mean it's ideal. That doesn't mean you shouldn't strive to do better than that, right? Like, play Breath of the Wild on Wii U, then play Breath of the Wild on the Nintendo Switch 2, and you're like, wow, it's a much better game on Nintendo Switch 2. Like, it's much, much better. And that's crazy because the game is incredible. But if you're... I don't know if there's anybody here, but is anybody here playing Breath of the Wild or Tears of the Kingdom for the first time on Switch 2? Congratulations to you guys, because you guys got a significantly better experience than what we got. It's still, like I said, an incredible experience. It's still awesome. But at the end of the day, like, Breath of the Wild on the Switch 2 is better, considerably better, because it runs at 60 FPS instead of 30. It runs at a flawless 60. On Switch 1, there was crashes, there was glitches at times. It was still great. The forest ran like complete trash. Like, it was still good. Like I said, I still loved it. Still 10 out of 10 game. It's still impressive and great. But that doesn't mean I wouldn't want them to, you know, not have it run at 20 FPS. Like, if I can pick between 20 FPS and 60 FPS or 30 FPS with dips or 60 FPS, I'm going to pick 60 FPS. Like, I'm going to go with the smoother experience, you know? I'm gonna go with the smoother experience. So yeah. So this DK Bananza Switch 1 fiasco is the latest arc of Switch 2 slander movement from these journalists and YouTubers who dislike Nintendo. They're not actually reading. If they read the article, then they would know what's up, but they didn't read it.
Speaking of BOTW,
so yeah,
who decided it was a good idea to put a flipping Lionel in the starting area? Tears of joy, I'm having fun in master mode.
Don't go fight that.
So amazing now and runs so good.
Don't go fight that Lionel at the beginning. Yeah, I saw that. I said I'm good. I just left it alone because you're not gonna have enough weapons to defeat it because you're weak. So yeah, you gotta just leave that one alone. Big love. Combo breaks. Big love to my man Cyber Toys with the multiple JoJo Donos tonight. Let's go. 179, almost at the double times platinum, 2 times combos. Let's go. The next Zelda iteration has to be 60. I'm expecting the next Zelda to be 60 or 40 FPS. I think Nintendo might go with 40, just to kind of get like that graphical edge. But I mean, I don't know. They might lock it at 40, or they could go 60. Or they could have. I think that one might be performance mode. Hey, you can play it at a little bit less graphics. You're gonna get it at 60, or you can play it at 30 FPS, or you can play it at 40 FPS. So I'm guessing they're gonna go with like a quality and like a performance mode for Zelda. That's what I'm guessing. Let's see. The devs mentioned the voxel cheese in Odyssey. Honestly, if Donkey Kong Bananza was a Switch 1 game, the Destructible wouldn't be more evolved than that. Yeah, it probably wouldn't be more evolved. Exactly, Brian. It wouldn't be more. It wouldn't be much better than what we got in Super Mario Odyssey. It probably, because once again, Super Mario Odyssey, that pretty much pushes the Switch 1 to its limits. That game pushes the Switch 1 to its absolute limit. There's not actually Nintendo. I don't think Nintendo created a better a platformer that looks better. Or I don't think there is a platformer on the Switch 1 that looks better than Super Mario Odyssey. So they already kind of maxed out the system from the very beginning. I see a lot of people saying on Twitter, and I'm probably going to have a video on this, saying, oh, well, it's not ground up. So if they made a ground up game, it'd look a lot better. And I'm thinking to myself, would it look a lot better? They're trying to run stuff at 60 FPS. 60 FPS eats up everything. So if you want to, I mean, like, if you talk about like resolution plus the frame rate, if you're running a game at 60 FPS, you're not going to be able to get the graphics to look significantly better considering the law of diminishing returns. So I don't know if it was ground up on Switch 2, if it would look significantly better. I don't think so. I think these developers, Nintendo's developers, know the hardware. They know NVIDIA. They know the hardware. I don't think that they're going to have some type of learning curve where they're going to be able to unlock 10 times more power or something like that throughout the course of the life like they did with custom hardware back in the day. I don't think that's going to be the case. So that's just my opinion, though.
I'm old and stubborn.
So
they're not bricking my property because some pirate kitten decided to dump my used game lol. Sadly, a hard pass now.
Yeah, once again, that's one of those things it's not gonna happen. Like, I've played a bunch of used games on my Switch 2, and most people have played used games, so you're probably not gonna have your system bricked because, or it's not even bricked, it's just to where you can't go online on services because of somebody dumped a cartridge. Flipping Switch, you already have a bunch of games anyway, so I mean, I don't think you even buy used games. I don't think you even buy used games. You already have a bunch of Switch 1 games, so that wouldn't even happen to you considering your backlog is like 10,000 games. So I'm not even sure what you're worried about. You have a massive backlog that you haven't even played. You're not going to be going out and buying used games from people. So I don't think your system would get bricked if you did get it, because once again, you already have a bunch of games that are yours. And I know that you buy your games new as well, so I don't think there's anything to worry about, honestly. Even if you have none of your games that are used would be MIG switched at this point. Like, when you got those games, since you already played them on your Switch 1 or whatever the case is, I highly doubt any of those games would have went through a MIG switch. Very few used copies go through a MIG switch. There's very few people who've even done it, and I highly doubt that would even, like I said, that would even happen to you. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not gonna, like I said, I have used games I've got from other places, and that hasn't happened to me, and most people it hasn't happened to. And if it does, all you gotta do is just call Nintendo, and they will fix it for you. So yeah, I don't think that's even anything to really, most of us aren't even gonna have to worry about. And once again, if they bricked it to where, oh my gosh, it's like, there's no way that it can be fixed, and it's like okay, then I understand that, than getting super crazy about that, because what the hell, I can't buy a used game? But nah, it's not even like that. So yeah. So it's a rare issue? Yes. Most people aren't taking games and dumping them on a MIG switch. I'd probably say a very, very, very small amount of people are doing that. Most people have not dumped their games on a MIG switch cartridge. I would say that, yeah. Most people have not. The large 99% of games, 99.9% of Nintendo Switch used games probably have not went through a MIG switch dumper. Let's see, Atlas just announced Metaphor sold 2 billion. I'm hoping on Switch 2 port. They did not just announce that. That was already announced a while ago, and we covered that at Big Lobster. So, yeah. That was not just announced. That was already announced. That was announced at a few weeks ago, and we covered it. So yeah. Amateur hour techies are amusing the way that they pull this stuff out of thin air. I will say many YouTubers really expose themselves, really can't read. Doug Bowser pulling a Dom match was the best example. Yeah, once again, it's just a bunch of people just taking stuff and running with it, you know? Aren't all old Switch 1 games considered used? Yes, but when you put it through a MIG switch, that's a unique identifier, and it can identify that it's been dumped on something else. So, like, it's active on something. So, using the MIG switch in particular, that's what causes it. If I just gave you my game and just said, hey, look, I bought a game or a used game, it wouldn't flag it at all. No. Because, once again, it didn't do that with any of my used games. I don't have many used games, but I tried it out. I'm like, hey, look, let me see if I'll just get my system bricked. It's all good. If something happens, I can just call Nintendo. And I tried it on my used games and nothing. So it doesn't flag it for all used games. And I mean, like, it's actually a used game. Like, somebody else played that game. I have a copy of Fire Emblem Warriors 3 Hopes that GameStop definitely gutted and used and played. And then I bought it. And then I was supposed to send it back, but I never did. And I said, let me just try this one out. And I know that they gutted the game, you know, and they played it for sure. And it didn't, it was fine there. I have a used copy of some Switch 1 games, and nothing happened there. And a lot of people, other people have tried their used games, and nothing happened there. So, no, it's not like every single game is going to do that. I mean, most of the websites didn't say that either. They actually explained it, but once again, some people took the headline and ran with it as in, like, if you play a used game, everything, you know, that's... But most, I will say this, to their credit, most websites did say, hey, look, it's because of the MIG switch. It's because of people that are dumping the cartridge. So they did do their due diligence. Most websites did. Yo, Kevin with another Toby Blaster. Let's go with the 16. Yes, sir. Shout outs, man. Let's see. I mean, they just posted it on Twitter a few minutes ago. Oh, okay. Yeah, okay, that's cool. But yeah, they actually already announced it a while ago. Big love to Kevin. Thank you for another $60 dono. My man Kevin, he's the cleanup man tonight. Yo, we out here with the 2x combo. My man Paul Gale with the 47 months. Let's go. Shout out, let's go limit break. Shout out. There you go. Big love. Thank you so much. 47 months. Hey, we out here tonight, man. Thank you so much, Mr. Paul Gale. Let's go. All right, I think I have some more music to play. I think Justin. I have some music from Justin to play on there. Justin wanted... Did we ever get... I think we got Counterattack. And then you wanted Road Taken. Road Taken. Let's go. 20. I meant to say 200, not 20. 200 on the overclock board, not 20. My bad. Shout outs to Kevin once again with another Toby Blaster. I don't know. We might be getting triple platinum tonight. We got double platinum. Might be getting triple platinum tonight. Let's go. Big love. What games would you like to see get a Switch? What games would you personally want to get a Switch 2 edition? Like the next Zelda. That'd probably be like the big game that I'd say should get like a Switch 2 edition. Next Zelda. I mean, if they can get Monolith Soft game, but probably not that. Renna, yo, what's up, Renna? Welcome to the stream. Let's go. What's up, Gaming Mariner? Welcome. Yes, Astral Chain at 60 would be great. So, like I said, I mean, but listen, guys, I understand for those who still don't want to get one or anything like that. Like, I get it. Like, flipping the Switch, like, I get what you're saying. But once again, if you like Switch 1, you'll like Switch 2. Like, most people who like Switch 1 like Switch 2. There's a few things that aren't good, but just like there's a few things that aren't good on Switch 1. But, I mean, if you like Switch 1, you'll like Switch 2 because it plays all your Switch 1 games better. And then you get access to all the Switch 2 games as well. So, it's like... The Switch 2 is better than Switch 1. It's just a better system. The Joy-Cons are better. The system itself is better. Pretty much everything's better on the Switch 2. There's a few things maybe that you can say maybe with the screen, with Switch 1, with the OLED screen. Maybe that's better. But when it comes to like dock play, the dock and everything, the dock's better. The system's better. The Joy-Cons are better. The HD Rumble's better. Everything. The Pro Controller is better. The games are definitely playing a lot better. There's really, in my opinion, if you're a Switch 1 fan, you're gonna love the Switch 2. It's pretty much all set up to be great, in my opinion, at least. Let's see here. Let's see. DCG said the screen is worse than 2017. It definitely isn't because the 2017 screen doesn't have HDR, doesn't have 120 FPS, so it's definitely not worse than the 2017 screen. Let's see here. Let's see here. Yo, Cybertoast with the $10 donut. Jojo.
No thanks, man, for real. I have been airplane moding, and this makes me feel better. Damn pirates, lol.
No, you can still. You guys should be good, man. You guys should be good. Don't worry about it. Honestly, I think you guys will be fine. You can play a used game. It's not going to be an issue. Make sure to make sure things are clear from what he does know the mix switch is, which is that can potentially cause the issue. The amount of people that use one are like amount of people that use one are like 1 million. I don't know how much how popular the MIG switch is. I don't know how many people bought it. They didn't reveal sales numbers or anything like that, so I can't say how many people bought it or not. I'm guessing it's an incredibly low amount of people, though. I would say that the large majority, 99% of Switch owners, do not have a MIG switch or even know what it is. So the large majority of people have not used the MIG switch that would cause the issues that if you play a used game once again, you have to run into that person who sold it some way, like sold it to GameStop. Like, it's not just like, oh well, he sends like a virus out to the internet to where every copy is like affected. It's got to be that copy in particular, right? So it's a very specific thing. A MIG switch essentially is a cartridge that you put a SD card in, and then you can rip the game from there onto there, so you can select it from there. But it can also be used for piracy too, though. Like, you can also be used for piracy. Plus, it bypasses the copyright protection on the cartridge and all that, and like the security. So that's a problem too. Or that, hold up, don't quote me on that. But essentially, it's a problem in terms of what it does. Like, most companies, Microsoft, Sony, Nintendo, are not going to allow you to just have one master disc or one master cartridge or whatever that just plays everything off of there and lets you switch it, because it bypasses the protection of it. So yeah. Let's see here. A lot of people use it for piracy. Yes, a lot of people do use it for piracy. Yes, that's why I said, like, if it was something that can be used, like it was 100% can't be used for it, I think it wouldn't be as bad. But obviously, it can't be used for piracy. That's the problem with a lot of these things, is that it can be used for piracy. You know. So yeah, basically a non-issue. If you somehow run into it, just contact Nintendo. Yeah, it's pretty much, for 99% of people, it's going to be a non-issue. There's been like a couple people that have said, oh, something happened with me, but like, it's not like it's a widespread thing, like Joy-Con drift, right? It's not like Joy-Con drift, where that was an issue, where that affected a ton of consumers. It was a big problem. That is, it's not like it's that, right? Which everybody acknowledged, yo, yeah, Joy-Con drift is like a thing, you know? Justin with another $3.
It should be fine. I actually know someone with a MIG switch. I tried a used game he dumped onto his MIG switch, and I didn't get banned. I was sketch out though. Lol.
That can cause a ban though, Justin. Like, I mean, you didn't get banned, but that can definitely cause a ban. So I would definitely, I wouldn't recommend doing that. Like, just, I wouldn't recommend doing that. That would definitely cause a ban. Now, maybe it missed it somehow or whatever the case is, but that would cause a ban. That would cause a ban. That you would just have to contact Nintendo though. But that would definitely cause a ban. That's flying real close to the sun. That's like Power World Lucario flying close to the sun. Like Power World Piplup. like, that's flying too close to the sun. Oh my gosh. Yo, what's up, The Great Wild? Welcome to the stream. How you doing today? Big love. 220 on the combo board. We are out here. We're going. Power up like Goku. Thank you guys so much, man. I appreciate that. So yeah, us know might have been onto something. A Goomba beat 'em up game might go kind of crazy. A Goomba beat 'em up game, yeah, might go kind of crazy. Mix switch is definitely not R4, no sir. Using R4 on DS is easy. Oh yeah, R4 was kind of way more widespread than, like, let's say a MIG switch for sure. Justin with another $3 dono. DK.
Yeah, I was being stupid. Lol, I threw that game out of my Switch too so fast. Lol.
Yeah, you gotta be careful. But I guess you got lucky on that one. But I don't know if it's like an automatic thing. That's like, it could be like a thing that's like, you know, where it takes a little bit of time before it really activates or something, you know? So yeah. Can you see my comments? I can see your comments, Mr. Davis. What's good, man? Welcome. Had to buy a secondary switch for backup. You guys don't gotta go that far, man. Once again, you can still play your games. Like, you just can't go online with the stuff. You can't go on the eShop. So it doesn't completely default like brick. Like that's why I don't necessarily love the term brick, because brick means like you can't use. Like when you brick a system, that means you can't use it. It doesn't mean that. Like you can still use the system, just can't go online with the services and stuff. So from what I understand, from what I read, correct me if I'm wrong though. So yeah. There's a content creator who dropped this vid saying he's returning his Switch 2 for having drift. At his 7-minute video, he didn't show it once. I asked him to show it, and he was surprised. Yeah, I wouldn't really take anybody that's making videos like we're gonna return it, or like those are just for clickbait, guys. They never play. If they were gonna return it, they never planned to actually play the system, or they were never really excited for it in the first place. It was just for content. To be most of the time when that happens, like if they're gonna return, like this close, like the fact that it hasn't even been out for 2 months yet, you know. Yo, Cyber Taurus with the Bubba Propane Bubba!
This is Justin's Switch when they find out. Propane blasted by Nintendo Tears of Joy.
Oh my gosh, yo, they hit you with the Cyber Taurus said, I'm gonna hit you with the down, 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 ding, 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 ding. Ding 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 ding. Ding 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 ding. Bricked. That's crazy. Yo, shout out to Cyber Taurus with the propane bluster. Yo, we out here. Thank you so much, Cyber Taurus. Appreciate you, my man. Thank you so much with the big 42. Propane. Let's go. Not all YouTubers are honest, guys. Remember that, especially those who never like Switch or Switch 2. Yeah, I mean, I don't really watch videos of people saying I'm return. It's like, it's not even been 2 months. What do you like? We haven't even got Donkey Kong. We haven't even got Metroid Prime. Like, what did you buy it for? Like, what's the point of buying it? It says I return it because of stick drift. I mean, okay. It's like, oh, sure. You know what I'm saying? Sure. I don't even listen to that stuff anymore because at this point, like we're all kind of tired, man. We've all heard it. We know you're returning it. You hate it. You know, this like we know you're no longer a fan. You're gonna drop. Like we know you're angry. We get it. Like everybody, we've heard it all. We want to just play games now. I think the people that just want to play this is like, okay, we know. We want to play. Everybody is excited for the games. We're excited to play Donkey Kong. We're excited for the next Nintendo Direct. We're excited to get the third-party games. We're excited to actually get content now. We know. You know. So. I think that's kind of like what's going on with that right now, you know? So I don't even watch those videos. I don't even pay attention because there's no point. There's no point in me watching that. Like I said, for other people, sure. You know, if you don't like it or if you're whatever, if you want to find out what they have to say, that's great. But there's no point in anybody who's looking forward to the content to watch something like that, you know? There's no point. At least there's no point for me, you know, at least my own personal opinion. People need to relax, honestly. It's like this dramatic nonsense. Yeah. Hey. My boy just opens up the door and he goes, he just goes and just looks at me then runs. This dude, little man's getting tall. He is getting so tall and like long. The dude's getting tall. I'm like, bro, I swear that kid's gonna be like 6 foot something. I swear he is. He's already in like the 90 percentile range for kids his height. He's like already there and I'm like, oh man, big guy. So yeah, he's big enough to grab the door, twist it and turn and open the door now, you know, whereas before he couldn't do that. A couple months ago he wasn't tall enough to reach that and get that. So yeah, the boy's gonna be tall. I think he's gonna be like 6'1" or something, like 6 foot 6'1". At least tall compared to me. Not super tall, just tall compared to me. Let's see here. Let's see. Here's me being honest. I think Switch 2 is a great system, but I won't be buying one anytime soon because I don't have the budget. I'm not really playing the games too much for now. Yeah, that's all good, man. You get one when you get one. Let's see. He's gonna call you little man. Yeah, he's gonna call me little man. There's 2 people that are gonna call me little man. My niece actually might end up being taller than me too. I think she might end up being like 5'10", 5'11", because she's really tall too. So all of my sister's kids, I think all of them are gonna be way taller than me. All of them, my nephew Owen in particular, I think he's gonna be like 6'6". The boy is 6.5 years old and he's at my chest. Like he's literally at my chest level. You know, I'm about 5'9", okay, and he's at my chest level. You know, already, and he's 6.5. Like that boy, I'm gonna be little man. I think he's gonna be taller than me by the time he's in like 6th or 7th grade. Like he's gonna be I think he's gonna be like 6 foot something. The boy is tall. So yeah. Let's see here. My kid's at 5'5", age 13. I'm 6'2". My wife is 5'9". Oh yeah, you're gonna have. Do you only have one girl flipping switch, or do you have any boys or anything like that? OJ, what's good? You gonna stream DK later this week? Yeah, I'm gonna stream DK. We've got a sponsored stream that we're gonna be giving away some codes and copies and having some fun. So it's gonna be good. So it's gonna be really good. OJ, do you think Nintendo reliance on IP has become a problem? I don't agree with it, but it's an interesting point. It's to follow the pony business model. What does that even mean? I don't even know what that means. I gotta move this. This song's gonna get me in trouble. It's gonna get me a copyright, so I gotta change it. I don't even know what that means. All right, take it easy. Thank you so much, Flippin' Switch. Thanks for coming out to the stream of it. Gaming journalism is in a pit. I mean, I think that the problem, it's not even that gaming journalism, gaming journalism is in a pit. Before you go, Flippin' the Switch, I think that one of the issues is that people just post stuff on Twitter and there's not proper context to everything, so people just react on there. You know, you just react because everyone's busy, everyone has stuff to do, so you just react on there. But if you actually look at the contents or whatever, like I said, if you ever do get a Switch 2, I'm pretty sure you're going to be thinking, why did I wait so long? Because you're just going to end up having an instant backlog of 1 million games on top of all your Switch 1 games. But I think if you ever get one, you're actually going to enjoy it a lot. It's a great system. If you like Switch 1, Switch 2 is way better than Switch 1. So, but like I said, you know, everybody has their own things in terms of what they like or what they dislike in terms of the gaming and all that. And there's no pressure or anything like that. But from what I've seen from people coming to me saying, hey, OJ, I was listening to what everybody was saying, but I actually picked one up, and it's actually it's a lot of fun. You know, it's a fun system to play. And like I said, it's a unicorn. And right now, what do we have? I mean, like, the system's good, but the options are not great. I don't think the options are great. Let's just keep it a buck, man. The options that are out there are not great. Like, they're not great. Back in the day, we had PSP, you know, we had Vita, we had 3DS. I mean, we had some competitors and stuff like that. At least there was two. There was some stuff going on. There was some other things too, like Nokia Engage, but that stuff sucked. But man, there's not really much, man. It's like a portable PC or like a Switch 2 or a Switch. You know, there's not a ton to choose from. I mean, there never really was, but now there really isn't. So yeah. So let's see, 12 games, and if you work on Switch to get me in like a year, oof, instant backlog of 12 games. That's a bit too much for me. I don't want an instant backlog of 12 games as an adult. That just seems like you're never gonna finish them. I can't. I more power to you, man. But I don't think I can have an instant backlog of 12. Like I don't think I would sign myself up for an instant backlog of 12 games. That just sounds terrible. But it's all good though, man. Everybody, like I said, everybody has their what's it called? Everybody has what they like and dislike, or what they want and what they don't want. Well, my Switch 2, I just wish it better battery life. Yeah, I wish I had better battery life too. The problem with the battery life thing is that it's almost impossible to get better battery life right now. Like, I don't know if you've seen like the comparisons of like running Cyberpunk on Steam Deck or running Cyberpunk on like a ROG Ally, and the battery life that you get on that, you get like an hour or something depending on the settings and all that. Switch 2, you can actually get up to 2 hours, you know? So even compared to other high-powered devices, you know, the battery life is good compared to like running, like tests with Cyberpunk. Like Blunty did a test. I think some other people have done tests, and like Cyberpunk actually, it runs almost at that 2 hours or right at that 2 hours. So there's not really anything they can do. I think that they tried their best on battery life. I was definitely skeptical, and I knocked it down for battery life as well. I just think that there's nothing they can do right now for battery life. That is what you're going to get. And even compared to like the other high powered, you know, handheld devices, Switch 2 gets better battery life running the high power games. It even gets better. And especially if you're talking about at the wattage that it uses, because it's much the watts that it uses to power it is way lower than a Steam Deck or than like a ROG Ally and all that. So it's way more energy efficient than these other devices too while you're at it, you know? So yeah, that's the only problem. And I agree, like the battery life is not necessarily ideal, especially compared to Switch OLED compared to Switch OLED. But I mean, Switch OLED runs games like at 540p for the most part, you know. And of course, it doesn't have HDR, doesn't have 120 FPS, doesn't, like, a lot of games don't even run at 60 FPS in portable mode on Switch 1. So I think that's the issue that you're dealing with right there. It's just such a more low-powered device, you know, compared to Switch 2. So yeah. Battery life is fine. It's a 10-watt thin system. Come on. Yeah, exactly. I think, and listen, guys, I don't have a problem with people saying that the battery life is an issue, because it's like, yeah, you would want better battery life. Like, everybody wants better battery life, you know? I just don't know if there's anything that could be done about it. I think they tried as hard as possible on the battery life thing, but that doesn't mean it's still not a knock on the system, even if they try hard, you know? Which I did, you know. Don't get me wrong. Like I said, it's good in comparison to the other devices, but it would be great if it was a little bit better, you know? So, but yeah, I see what you're saying, though. It's almost like, what can they, like, there's not really much they can do. I think they actually thought about that, and they tried as hard as possible to get the battery life as good as possible. But once again, when you're running games at 60 FPS, you're running open world game like Tears of the Kingdom or Breath of the Wild at 60 FPS, you're running it at, you know, 1080p, it's not 720p, you're running that. A lot of the games are native 1080p handheld or dynamic 1080p, you know, that's going to get you a way more, you know, that's going to zap the battery a bit more. You're talking about HDR or things like that, DLSS, tensor cores, all these things that the Switch 1 didn't have. So Switch 1 obviously is going to have a little bit better battery life until some type of breakthrough with battery tech right now. But right now we don't have it. We do not have that. So yeah. But I feel you on that one, Machida. I feel you on that one, you know, with the battery life stuff. Switch 2 consoles being bricked. Don't buy used games. Once again, no, you can buy used games, guys. That's like a very specific MIG Switch situation. Most people don't use a MIG Switch, so most people's systems aren't being bricked for getting used games. The majority of people have played used games on their Switch 2, and it doesn't happen. So yeah, you're just letting a couple people's the reports on there think like it's everything. No, you can buy used games. I've tested out a bunch of used games on my system, and it's fine. Let's see here. Who has time to play handheld outside of their home? Lots of people do. Lots of people, like, you know, if you're going to the DMV, or if you're, you know, waiting on like an oil change, or if you're like lots of people play games outside of their home. Like it's like if you're traveling, like you're on a plane, obviously you're gonna play Switch 2 outside of your home. So yeah. 30 minutes on the ROG Ally? 30 minutes on a ROG Ally? No way. Just another artist says, Switch 2 is insanely efficient, running any other portable device on a stationary device under the same 8 to 10 watts or so. Those games running in such a poor state. Yeah, they did some tests, I think Digital Foundry, that if you run it at the same wattage that the Switch 2 uses, it'll run like at 10 frames per second. Like Cyberpunk, it like turns into like a slideshow. Like, you know, like the robot, if you run it at the same wattage. You have to run it at a higher wattage in order to get that 30 FPS that you want, or whatever, or the 40 FPS or whatever you're trying to target. You know, you have to tinker with it in order to make sure, you know, to get it to run as efficiently as the Switch 2 runs it as well. So yeah. I always play handheld at university. Exactly, like if you're in college, you know, in between classes. Back when I was in college, like all we had was the Nintendo DS and GBA, so that's what I played. Yo, party man with the $5.
It's a simple concept. You either buy and invest into Switch 2 now, wait until more games drop, or don't buy it at all. Nintendo just gotta keep dropping new games, which they are.
Yep.
All the drama ain't needed. Criticism is cool, but lying is garbage.
Yep. I agree. And I think, like I said, there are some people that are, once again, they see a headline like, who's this guy that came in here? Valimar see a headline said, oh, Switch 2s are being bricked, don't buy used games. And it's like, no, plenty of people can play used games. You saw a headline and you're running with it as if it's some type of widespread thing. It's not. Most people don't have mixed switches.
I play my Switch 2 while waiting on trucks to deliver, so I can merchandise the stores.
Nice. It's cool that they actually let you do that too. You gotta wait on them though. It kind of can get kind of boring without it. So yeah, I agree. Shout outs to my man Justin, making sure that everybody's got their drinks, baby. Let's go. Thank you so much to Party Man Cart and Justin as well. Dropping some love, dropping some donos on there. Appreciate that. Justin, once again, extending that combo break. 90 on the board. Let's go. Thank you guys so much for tonight, man. 270 on the overclock. Almost at the triple platinum. Cloud Buster Sword is almost here. 30 combos away. Let's go. I get an hour of breaks at work, so I bring my Switch and play. There you go. There you go. Shout outs to the Comments regarding Switch 2, IO. Oh yeah, IO. I talked about that. Actually, that's tomorrow's video. So make sure we're gonna get detailed on tomorrow's video, tomorrow morning's video. I already have it ready. I just got to do the thumbnail. But yeah, IO did say that they had no problem getting the, getting their like, 007, 007 First Light running on the Switch 2. So they said it was a powerful device, and they're looking forward to, putting more. And they're getting out performance updates for Hitman and stuff. So yeah. So I can't play handheld in public. I just can't concentrate enough to have fun. Too distracted around everyone. That's when you just bring some headphones and you just lock in, man. But yeah, I can see what you're saying for sure. It's usually the type of game that you're playing. If you're playing like a single player game that has a lot of story content and all that, I can understand. But if you're just playing like a kind of like a fun multiplayer game or something like that, then yeah, you can probably play that. Yo, Bead Queen with the new profile picture and the five gifted members. Yo, and Cyber Taurus as well with the JoJo. You guys out here tonight? Let's go.
Can't imagine when I have to fly to the East Coast a couple times a year doing it without my Switch now. Looking forward to take my Switch 2 on its first flight soon.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I took the Switch 2 the way back from San Francisco.
Also, the Switch 2 just came out. It's not like it didn't spend the past 5 years not releasing bangers. Unlike a certain tall tower-looking white console.
Well, I mean, and I think the biggest thing is that you can also play backwards compatibility. I've said this before and I'll say it again. Echoes of Wisdom is a new game. Echoes of Wisdom is a new game. Pokemon Scarlet and Violet is a new... These are not old games. These are new games. Because they are completely different. I think Echoes of Wisdom is even a bigger difference than... I don't know, it might be even a bigger difference than Tears of the Kingdom and Breath of the Wild. Tears of the Kingdom, I would say I'd order it in this type of way. Breath of the Wild is the most playable on Switch 1 compared to Switch 2. But Tears of the Kingdom and Echoes of Wisdom transform even more than Breath of the Wild, because Tears of the Kingdom has, anytime that you pull out Ultra Hand, frame rate dip. You pull out Ultra Hand in a city, frame rate dip throughout the whole thing. So that's the problem with Tears of the Kingdom. Breath of the Wild doesn't have that problem as much, so it ran a bit more stable at times. Echoes of Wisdom is just annoying, because Echoes of Wisdom is more annoying than Tears of the Kingdom and Breath of the Wild with the frame rate, because you don't expect it. It's this little chibi game, and you don't expect it. Also, Kevin with the California Smasher! Let's go! Kevin with the big 30! My man, cleanup guy! Yo, let's go! Shout outs to Bead Queen with the 5 gifted. Christian, Cyber Taurus with the JoJo. We out here tonight, yes sir. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate that, guys. Kevin, my man's just doing all the cleanup, even though people supported before. My man, Kevin, yo, thank you so much, Kevin. I appreciate you, fam. Let's go. 323 on the board. Super limit break. Let's go, Kevin. We out here tonight, man. Thank you so much. Elite Ninja Roundtable. But Echoes of Wisdom, Kevin, Cyber Taurus, all of you guys, shout outs for the support, man. You guys are incredible. Let's keep it rolling tonight. I want to keep going with this, because Echoes of Wisdom is bad on Switch 1. Like, it's still a good game, but it's like it's just, the problems with Echoes of Wisdom is that you don't expect it, because it's a chibi looking game. It's a scrolling map. The frame rate, it goes all over the place. It'll be like, oh, here's 60, here's 30, here's 40, here's, it's like William Shatner. It's like, it's just going, dude, it is all over the place in Echoes of Wisdom. It is all over the place, and it's just, I had to drop it. Like, I didn't drop Tears of the Kingdom or Breath of the Wild because of the frame rate, but I had to drop Scarlet and Violet, the DLC. I had to drop Echoes of Wisdom, and even Link's Awakening. I had to kind of drop that game a bit too. But on Switch 2, they actually play like they're supposed to play, and it looks way better. And it looks like how it's supposed to look, with like less jack, like it looks sharper and all that. So to me, Echoes of Wisdom is truly a game that people should pick up on their Switch 2. To me, that's like the real game. The real game is the Switch 2 version of the game. You know, which I think Nintendo, I don't know if they did that purposefully, but obviously they didn't do a frame rate patch for Echoes of Wisdom. Echoes of Wisdom just got HDR and it just got smoothing out. Like, it got the graphics improved. But there was no frame rate patch because I think they fully intended the game to be unlocked and just be playable at 60 sharp on Switch 2. So for me, that is like one of the big things for me, at least, is like the fact that Switch 2 can play certain Switch 1 games that the experience is so much better on the Switch 2, you know? So yeah, that, at least that's my opinion. Obviously, some people feel differently about that, but that's how I feel because of what I've played personally. All right, let's see here. Let's get this limit break. Lego 3 times limit break. Let's go. You gotta get Beat on the board too with the 5 gifted. Definitely would like to get shout outs to the gifted Elite Ninjas. If you want to become a member, we're trying to hit 500. We're gonna have some goals and some different stuff that we're gonna do for that. But thank you guys so much, man. Let me get Bead Queen up on the board. Anybody does 5 gifts or more, you can tie up Bead Queen or pass her up. Shout outs to everybody. That got a gifted membership. So OJ is vindicating Steam Deck dudes who talk about FPS. Vindicating Steam Deck dudes who talk about FPS. I never had a problem with Steam Deck dudes talking about FPS. I never had an issue with that at all. I never had an issue with anybody talking about FPS. If you go back and watch my videos, any game that I review, I say, hey, it would have been better if there was frame rate. I mentioned frame rate drops and stuff like that in my reviews of games that have that. So no. I don't have a problem with people saying that, you know? I have no problem with that. The problem that I had when it comes to, I didn't even talk about Steam Deck people too much, to be honest. Like, in terms of like videos, I don't think I made any videos complaining about people saying that. Now, we talked about it here on stream, certain people, but I never said anything like, I said, hey, look, if people want to do that, go do that. I never had a problem or said people are stupid for doing that or if they want a better experience. I never said that. So I don't recall making a big stink about that or anything. So yeah. I never recall making a big problem. Like, unless like I said, if I did, you know, okay, you can show me, but I don't recall ever that being like a focal point or of videos or stuff that I made. At least not from what I can remember. I did see, what's up, HMK? Yeah, I did see that dunk. It was pretty funny. Can't get over how much better the gyro motion feels in Splatoon. Is it better? I haven't tried the gyro motion. Is it much better on Switch 2? Maybe I'll try it out. That's not the actual HMK though. That's not like the real H. It's somebody else that just has the name of HMK. But shout outs to HMK here. Were you planning to get the Luna VR glasses for Switch 2? Yeah, no, I'm not getting those. I don't like wearing glasses and stuff like VR glasses and all that. So yeah. What's up? Hey, what's up, Bad Set? Big love, brother. How you doing tonight? Do you think Xenoblade Games is going to update? Yeah, we've talked about that multiple times, Super Sandwich. Like, it's definitely possible. Check out my Switch 2 video on Monolith Soft. I talked about it there. Like, I had a big discussion video on it. I think like a week or so ago. So check out that video if you want to see like more discussion on that. But yeah, I think it's going to happen. Yeah, it feels way better in my opinion. More responsive and smooth, especially on Pro Controller 2. Oh, that's cool, man. That's cool. Yeah, maybe I'll try it out. Maybe I'll try the motion controls on there because yeah, I felt that it was never really, it felt a bit jittery and not for me. So maybe it is. I think Nintendo definitely improved maybe the motion a little bit and like the sensors and all that type of stuff with it. Maybe that's the case if it feels better. Or maybe they actually adapted it or they touched it up with the update, or maybe because of the, you know, the I don't know, maybe because of because it doesn't run at a higher frame rate, or it still runs at 60. So yeah, maybe they just did something with that update. Maybe it helped it better, you know. So yeah, Steam Deck is still a very niche product though. It is. So yeah. Never had the original Switch, but I just got the Switch 2 last week. Absolutely loving it, consuming as much Switch content as possible. Hey, shout out to HMK. Never got the original Switch. So basically what you just did, you just jumped in front of everybody. You just jumped in the line. Imagine going from no Switch to Switch 2. That is a massive jump, my man. Congrats on that one. You didn't have to go through the growing pains like we did. There was some growing pains with Switch 1. There was some growing pains. The eShop, for example. I never really cared too much because I just simply went straight to the redeem code. I never really spent a lot of time, but the eShop is so much faster on the Switch 2. It's pretty slow on the Switch 1. There's even a big loading screen just to get to the just to get to the eShop on Switch 1. Oh my god, but that's wild, man. Congrats on that one. Congratulations. I mean, one thing's for sure, Switch 2 makes the Steam Deck fanboys really insecure. They can only bring up other things and argue sales don't matter. Yeah, I mean, it's fine. You know, it's still a big deal if they want to argue that. Like I said, it's good. Like I said, it's good to be right because, guys, listen, this is not my first, second, third rodeo. This is my, how many rodeos do I have under my belt? I have the Wii. I started covering in the Wii era. Wii U, 3DS, Switch 1, now Switch 2. So this is my 5th covering stuff online. This is my 5th rodeo. And trust me, if Switch 2 sales were not good, we could be getting the exact same content, the exact same games, the exact same everything. If Switch 2 sales were not good, this system would suck. People would be saying it's trash, it's terrible, nobody wants it. See, look, it's a bet Nintendo to go third. Dude, trust me. Trust me. You just gotta trust me on this one, guys. You've gotta trust me. This is what people would be doing. They would be doing that. You know how I know this? They did that with the 3DS. They did that with the Wii U. The 3DS turned things around. But when the 3DS first launched, it sucks. It's terrible. Nobody wants it. There's no games. There's no this. There's no this. But it was just on and on about how terrible. Like article after article after article after article. Once the 3DS started selling better, okay, now it's a good system. Okay, now it's fine. You know, Wii U, trash. The system's garbage. No matter what good games came out for it and all that. Yeah, there was some positive articles, but the system's terrible and it never ended up selling well, so it was terrible, right? Switch 1 was going to be the same thing. They were ready to just sit there and say that the Switch 1 was going to be the worst system ever. They were writing articles left and right, up and down about how terrible Switch 1 is. Oh, but it did good. Okay, well, hold up. Now we can't do that. You know what I'm saying? But trust me, there's people that they were praying and hoping and praying. They're getting on their knees and praying because that was going to be their content. Their content isn't content to actually make dope, like to play games. Their content is to sit there and just be angry about everything. That's their content. That's what they wanted. So Nintendo failing is better for them. Now, I'm going to cover Nintendo, whether they're successful or not, or they sell a lot of... I'm going to cover the system. I covered the Wii U fully. I'll just... Whatever terrible views I get, I'm just going to ride it out. Like, that's what I did with the Wii U era. We just wrote it out, man. I was making $6 per video. Like, I was making $5 per video. I'll write out those trash sales or those trash views. I'll just write it out to the next thing. I don't care because I like to play the games. I'm about the actual games themselves. Don't get me wrong. Obviously, I got to make a certain terms of views and stuff like that. But if it doesn't do well here, bro, I swear I will go get a part-time job if I need to support myself in some other type of way. If I'm not getting enough views or whatever. I don't have to sit here and grift you guys. I'm going to play what I like. I'm going to do what I want to do. And whether it's successful or not, I'm going to be me. And that's how I was throughout the whole Wii U era. That's how it was. It was like, yeah, the video, nothing really did it well. A lot of videos were, unless you were talking about how bad the Wii U was, a lot of videos didn't do great. Or unless you were Game Explained somehow, or you were doing something Game Explained was doing, it was very tough to get views at that point. Bro, I just wrote it out. So it didn't matter to me, but there was a lot of content creators I know for a fact that they were hoping and praying because then they can make more negative content. If the system's doing well and people are liking it, you have less ammo to make negative content. I mean, you can still make negative content, but you're gonna look more like a hater more so than anything. You're gonna look way more like a hater, especially if Nintendo's dropping bangers all the time, right? You're gonna look like a hater if Nintendo's dropping great games, like obviously Mario Kart World or Donkey Kong Bonanza, Metroid Prime, and all these games are great on Switch 2, and you're still making a bunch of negative videos and people are buying it like crazy. You look crazy when you do that. You know what I'm saying? You look like you're just a straight up hater. So that's the reason why they're picking and choosing certain times. Oh, when there's something, let me make a video on it that's negative. Even if they have to lie or manipulate the data out there to do that. People are still lying about game key cards. They're still lying about things like that because they know that it's a negative topic so they can grift it for money on here. So, but it becomes harder to do. Fewer and far in between. That's why they took that Doug Bowser interview and ran it like it was freaking Dom Matrick when the context was completely different from Dom Matrick. If you watch the whole interview, if you watch what they're saying there, it's nothing like Dom Matrick's interview with Jeff Keighley. Nothing like it. But that's the reason why, because they're trying to turn anything into a moment to turn it into something to where they can make money off of drifting from people, you know? So yeah. Drag Cross Drive global jam demo event on August 9th for Nintendo Switch Online members on NOA Twitter. Oh, nice. That's a pretty big. You know, now I'm gonna have to add that into my video. My video was done, and I knew they were gonna do that. I knew Nintendo was gonna do something like that, to where they have some other type of what's it called? Some other type of thing, and then I have to add it into my video tonight. But that's okay. It's good to have videos done. Hey, what's up, Juice Man Vaughn? Okay, yeah. So I see it here. I see it here. It says, eager to hit the court in Drag Cross Drive. Get a sneak peek at Drag Cross Drive Global Jam Demo event. The event takes place on August 9th through the 10th, exclusively on Switch 2 for Nintendo Switch Online members. Well, I mean, we're kind of far away from that, and Donkey Kong Bonanza is coming out soon, so I mean, like, I don't know why they announced this now. I think they probably, like, oh, no, it's fine if they announce. Who cares if they announce it now? But it's just like, okay, that's great. But August 9th, that's 3 weeks from now. So that's fine. Maybe they're just trying to get people, you know, to a little bit of marketing for it. It's not that big of a deal. August 9th to the 10th, so it goes from Saturday through to Saturday and Sunday. Just Saturday and Sunday. 7 a.m., 3 a.m. to 7 a.m. And then August 9th again, 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. And then August 10th, 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Okay, so yeah, I'll probably stream it. I'll probably check that out and stream that whenever it does come out. So yeah. So I'll probably stream that. So yeah. Let's see. It's reflective. Let's see. It's reflective of the game. Doesn't need huge marketing. Yeah. It doesn't really need huge marketing. Like, I don't think Nintendo's expecting this game to be like a massive seller or anything. It's a $20 game. It's just like an eShop $20 game. So yeah. Let's see. What's up, OJ Juice Man? Hey, what up, Patrick Courtney? It's a demo for a $20 eShop game a few days before it drops. Guess that's why. Why not? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I don't, like I said, it's not that big. It doesn't really matter when they announce it. They can announce it now. They can announce it later. It doesn't really matter. But yeah, just letting people know, hey, look, here's some more information. Here's some more news on games coming. Donkey Kong Bonanza is coming out soon. So here's the next game that's coming out. So I think it was planned to where, hey, close to Donkey Kong. We announced this, so people are getting Donkey Kong. And then right after that, now here's the next game, you know, that's coming out, because that game's coming out in August. So yeah, it makes sense, like, if you just do it, if you think about it in that type of way, you know. Big love though, guys. Combo breaks. We are going 323 on the combo board. I appreciate that. We're almost at the 3 times platinum and a half. I appreciate you guys. Almost at that 350 platinum and a half. Thank you guys so much for the overclocks. If you dropped the dono and I did not get a music request, Kevin, Super Christian Me World, remember, you guys have music. Also, Cyber Taurus, if you guys want something, let me know. If you drop the dono and you forgot to put a music track, let me know and I'll play it for you. But if you do drop a dono in the future, guys, you can put a music track, a video game track. I will play it for you as well, because we haven't got too many people asking for music, but they're dropping donos. So just remember, you do get that music track with it as well. How you think DK is about to sell? Really good. Also, Xbox One and Switch 2 aren't even the same situation. Xbox One, you need to freaking online all the time. People think Switch 2 is overpriced, aren't the same. Well, the comparison with Xbox One wasn't because of the online. That wasn't it. It was because of a specific thing that Don Matrick said during the interview with Jeff Keighley. That wasn't it. Well, it was partly it. The part of it was, yes, it had to do with online, but it's the way that he said it, because Jeff Keighley gave a question like, hey, well, what about our servicemen and women that are like on a boat and they just want to be able to play the Xbox One? And then he's like, well, we got a product for you guys. It's the Xbox 360, you know? So he's just saying, screw you, no matter what, even if you have the system, like the online, like you need that online, even though we knew that you did not need the online. That's the whole context of it. It was like, and the way that he said it just sounded like a complete douchebag. A complete douchebag. If you watch the Doug Bowser interview, he asks about the price of the system. And then Doug Bowser goes into it saying, hey, you know, we do know that it's a bit more expensive than what we have here before. So that's why what we want to do is that we want to be able to provide people, hey, look, we still have Switch 1, so you can get into it there. And then later, you know, eventually you can get the Switch 2 or something like that. I think Furukawa said that, but Doug Bowser was like, hey, we do have some other stuff as well. He didn't say, oh my God, if you can't afford it, oh well, buy a Switch, you brokies. He didn't say it like that. He was trying to be, once again, he was trying to be aware and cognizant and sensitive to people who don't have money, who simply don't have money. So the context of the interview and what was said was completely different. Now, some people disagree with that. That's the way that I saw it. I watched the interview. If I watched both interviews real time, well, not real time with Doug Bowser, but I watched the real time interview with Don Matrick, and look at go back and watch the interview. Look at what Don Matrick says, and then watch the interview with Doug Bowser, and look at what he says, and really ask yourself if those two are the same things. Like, really ask yourself. And most people will be like, okay, I understand what he's trying to say. Not everybody's going to be able to afford, $450 to $500 systems. We still have Switch. Like, they're not going to drop the price of the system because the system is worth the price that it is. Like, that's how much it costs to have that type of system, you know? Like, look at the other systems like Steam Deck, or look at the other systems. They're either right around the same price or they're more expensive than the Switch 2. And the Switch 2 comes with the dock and 2 controllers. So yeah, they're not going to drop the price. Like, do they expect them to drop the price of the Switch 2? They're not going to drop the price of the Switch 2. You know what I'm saying? So that's what he said there. So that was just, like I said, my opinion. A lot of people disagree with me. I put that on Twitter. They say, oh, you're damage control and you're defending. I'm like, no, that's how I interpret it. I didn't interpret it as any type of major, screw you, just buy this because you're poor. That's what people were trying to say. Like, they're trying to put it like the Don Magic, like, oh, well. And, like, that was not the same thing from what I saw on both interviews, you know? But anyway. That's my thought process. Let's see here. Can you hit me with some Fire Emblem 3 Houses? Yes, I can. Fire Emblem 3 Houses. Players, since you missed my chat, I have a question about Switch 2 sell very well, Switch 1. I don't know what that means, Thomas. Can you, what does that mean? Fire Emblem 3 Houses. Shout out to Cyber Taurus. 3 Houses music. Johnny with the $2.99 drag cross drive demo. It's not really it's like a playtest thingy. So yeah, and we just talked about it. You Paint Chuya, I think you missed it when we talked about it, but we literally just talked about that and we went over the times. So yeah, we know. Shout out to Johnny, thank you for that support, man. I appreciate that. Let's go. Thank you for the big $2.99. Big love, Johnny. But yes, drag cross drive playtest demo thingy that's happening. But no, I don't have a question. Will Switch? Okay, well, I think you mean, will the Switch 2 sell as good as the Switch 1? It's possible, but I'm gonna say no for right now. But it doesn't need to sell as good as the Switch 1. There's only 3 systems ever in the history, or 2 other systems that have ever sold as good as Switch 1 in the history of systems. That's the Nintendo DS and the PlayStation 2. So most systems don't sell as good as the Nintendo Switch 1. So I wouldn't bank on it. Like, I wouldn't say that it will 100%, but it's definitely possible. Excuse me. So yeah. I remember there was the Bowser outrage. I watched the video. My first thought was, did I watch the right video? I don't see what the issue is. Yeah, exactly. If you watch it, he's, like I said, he's just trying to be, I think he's trying to be sensitive to the people who obviously won't be able to afford it, you know, overall. But once again, I think at that time, I think some of the outrage is that people felt that it should be cheaper. Not because, you know, of what he said, is because, no, you're overcharging for, I think it was more of just like the Mario Kart. I think it was more like the Mario Kart thing. That might have been it. But I think a lot of people felt that the system isn't worth that price in the first place.
Fire Emblem. Remember times where we had something Fire Emblem or Xenoblade pretty much every year since 2017. It was great.
Yeah. You know, but listen, it's coming. It's coming soon. If this Nintendo Direct, if there's no Fire Emblem announced, Justin, I'm going to be mad. I am not going to be happy. Yeah, I see what you're saying, Monado Mario, with the whole Bash Bowser Reggie thing. Yeah, whatever, you know, at this point, who cares? I don't care anymore. Let's see here. Enjoyed seeing you on the Spawncast Saturday. By the way, you have a true hater who's basically telling John we don't like LJ here. How many times do we have to tell you, a true hater? Yeah, they said the same thing with Miss Click. They say the same thing. There's people that say the same thing with Josie or with RGT. It's like, I'm gonna be on there. Who cares? Like, you're still gonna watch. So, so that's irrelevant. You're not, if everyone loves you, you're not doing something right. You know, you got to have that friction on a podcast, in my opinion, to where you have some people that just, you don't like certain people on the podcast. You like other people, but you don't like everyone, because it just keeps you on your toes when you watch. So, so yeah, it gives you villains. Everybody likes a story with villains. Nobody likes like Mary Poppins and all that, you know. Well, some people do, but nobody likes it to where everybody is just universally, there's no friction whatsoever. So there's nothing wrong with people like, that's fine. I can play the villain for those people. Trust me, they're gonna tune in every single week and watch just to sit there and hate on me, and that's fine. That gets John views. So they don't understand that they're playing right into it. They're playing right into what I and what they want. We want those people to come there and be angry about something. That's the whole point of a podcast. That's just how it is, you know. You're gonna get a lot of different opinions of people that don't like certain people and stuff, and that's fine. It's no big deal. So yeah, but I didn't do anything wrong, so obviously I'm not going to be off the podcast. Bananza, Christian Bananza with the 3.
Fire Emblem. Announcement at that next Direct OJ. You should retire and change your name to Fraud Essence. Lol.
Change my name to Fraud Essence. Yeah, if they don't have it there, I got to change my name to Fraud Essence. Yo, let's go. Combo breaks. We going. Almost at that 3.5 times combo break platinum. Let's go, man. Let's see. A player says, should you go on a Nintendo Primes podcast? I would love to go on Nintendo Primes podcast, but he does it on Wednesday, and Wednesdays are my day off and my time that I spend with my son. So I can't do it on Wednesdays. Like I just can't go on there on Wednesdays because those are my days off, and I'm taking care of my boy so my wife can, you know, so my wife can relax and she can go do what she needs to do and stuff like that, you know? So that's the reason why I haven't been on Primes podcast in forever, because Wednesdays, I just take Wednesdays off, you know? Most of the time. And if I do work on, if I am not working on Wednesday, or if I am working on Wednesday, I'm here. I'm on my stream. So, but most of the time I take Wednesday off, you know. Next Yoshi game just to troll us. We'll see, Thomas. We love you, bud. Screw the haters. Yeah. Listen, Gaming Mariner, in my line of work, you can't sit there and get hung up on people that don't like you. Like, that's, like, I'll be honest. When I first started doing this, it annoyed me a little bit. But that was a long time ago. That was like 2018 or something like that. I think I've completely turned, after watching, I've watched too many animes where the anti-hero or the villain is great. So at this point, I don't care. I haven't cared for a very long time. I have not cared. But guys, when I go pass out candy for Halloween, I know sometimes I wear my Hokage outfit. But you know what outfit I wear when I pass out candy for Halloween? Akatsuki. Bro, I am a villain. You know what I'm saying? I don't dress up as a hero. I dress up as a villain. So I don't mind people being upset at me over video game. Like that stuff doesn't faze me. It hasn't in like a decade. Honestly, it's going on like last time that I even got upset, like true, like where I thought about it was like 2018. So that was what, 8 years ago, 7-8 years ago. Yeah, nobody cares. So yeah. Would you rather have different opinions than everyone agreeing with everything? Exactly. Steak 1024. Exactly, man. It's good to have different opinions. Shout outs to Darren Sledge with the 60 months. And say, OJ, can you do a meme of when you were breaking the emergency Nintendo box? Let's freaking go like you did Baron Jump Force. Oh, maybe I'll do something like that. Maybe I will. Maybe I'll get I'll make a new notification for that for sure. That's funny. But thank you, Gaming Man. I appreciate it, man. But yeah, I don't care, man. Like you can't let that stuff get to you, you know? If you do, then you're gonna end up crushing your mental health. I've seen a lot of content creators quit. I've seen a lot of content creators stop making content, just quit or get lazy or just don't want to do, because they read the comments and they see how many people are getting upset at them, and it's like, wait a minute, hold up. It's not even worth getting mad about, bro. You know? That's why, like I said, that's why I said I want to create my own. That's why I said I'm going to create my own community, because I don't really care about what happens outside of the walls. It don't matter to me. People say, "Oh, OJ, this person said this about you over here." I'm like, okay, cool. Now what? You know, like, do they want to fight? I'm like, I'm down. Like, you don't like me? You want to fight? You want to fight me? Sure, we can fight. You want to debate? What do you want to do? Like, what are you gonna do from there? This person, like, you want to fight me? What do you want? You know, like, what else is there to do? What are you gonna do? If you don't like someone, then you don't like someone. It is what it is. But if you got a problem, I'm here. You got a problem? Come see me. You know. So yeah. Let's see. You are an anti-hero. LOL. I'm the protagonist. Keep you at bay. For sure. So let's see. Players, I have a serious question. Nintendo Switch 1 not sell very well. I don't know what that means, Thomas. I have no idea what that means. So do you think there's going to be do you think it's going to be forever till we see a new SMT game? It might be. It might be forever. Justin with the $7.77, finding the lucky 7.
Funny story, before I started watching this channel, I came across the Spawn cast first, and I didn't like your opinions on that Spawn cast at all, and I thought I'll never his stuff. Well, I guess that didn't happen. Lol.
That's crazy. Considering you're like you, I know you like the content now. That's what a 180. You know what? And there's actually been a not a lot, but there's definitely Justin. Shout out to Justin. Thank you for the $7.77. Thank you for the lucky 7. But I've had a number of people say, "Yo, OJ, like, I didn't like what you had to say at first, or you were annoying, or you were this, or you were that," and but now I like you now, you know, or I don't agree with everything that you do, but I like your content now, which is funny. Yeah, I think it's like, once again, man, I think it's like there's a certain, like, it's not a popular style or form. I'm never gonna be to the point to where it's like as neutral as John, right, or as like certain content creators or whatever. I have a certain things that I like. I like Nintendo. I like RPGs. It's going to be tilted towards those things. That's what my channel's about. I'm not going to waste too much time on other stuff. I'm not going to create content just to give the facade. Oh, well, he likes everything. Bro, I play what I like. I like what I play. I don't have anything against other systems. I have all the other systems. I'm not dumb. I buy them. I play them when they have something that I want to play, and that's it. There's no ifs, ands. I'm not trying to divvy up things all 50 or 30, 33, 33, 33 between Microsoft, Sony, Nintendo. I do what I want. I play what I want, and I'm honest when it comes down to it. I'm going to give you guys it straight up. I'm not going to sit there and sugarcoat it like some people do on my streams. My streams are meant to be talked about what I want to talk about. I like Nintendo games. I like RPG games. That's what we're going to talk about. Now, if you want to talk about other stuff, we can bring that in too. I have no problem with that. But it's just honesty, man. It's just honesty, and that's the way that I roll. It's abrasive, and some people don't like that. People want people to be super, uptight, pull your pants all the way up to your damn neck, or, sit there and bash everything 24/7. That's not my style either. I'm not going to sit here and bash Sony all day. I'm not going to sit here and bash Microsoft all day on every single. We ain't doing that either. I'm not going to sit here and bash Nintendo all day. I'm not going to sit here and bash whatever all day. I'm not doing that either. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, it's just, this is just how it is, man. This is how I talk to my homies about video games. It's always been how I've been. And I'm not changing. This is just, it's real, it's raw, it is what it is, Sometimes I have to make sure that I hold myself back from not saying something that I could get in trouble for saying. I will say that. But outside of that, you're going to get my honest opinions on things. If I'm wrong, I'm going to admit that I'm wrong. If I feel that I'm right, I'm going to say that I'm right, So that's really just how it is, So yeah. To be fair, I was kind of happy we got SMT5 Vengeance as quickly as we did, especially since I added the whole second game to it. I know we had something similar. Yeah, I think maybe like a SMT4 remake, maybe that might be something that's that Atlas is looking into next for SMT. So I think that's a possibility. Still can't buy a Switch 2. I thought Nintendo was going to beat the scalpers by keeping them in stock. They are beating the scalpers by keeping them in stock. Nintendo's been restocking the system faster than any other system out there. They've been selling at a record pace. So it's just in high demand. I mean, there's only so much you can supply. But no, I see what you're saying though. It's not to where you can walk in stores in every store and just buy it no problem. But I mean, they're restocking very quickly though. They are, based off of what I can see, they're providing more systems than any other system in recent memory. Is DK a Game of the Year contender? I think it will be, but we'll find out tomorrow morning for sure. Cybertoast with the $11 Zhao.
Let's bash that 350x combo instead.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much, Cybertoast, with that 350 combo. Let's go. Yo, shout out to my man. Did the cleanup, but Cybertoast helping us get there too as well. I appreciate that, man. Let's go. You guys know what time it is. We're gonna do it every 50 on the combo breaks, the limit break. We out here with close. Shout outs, guys. Let's go. Yo, big love. Yo, what's up, TR? Welcome. Or is it Tara? What's up, Tara? Welcome to the stream. How you doing today? On my channel, I ain't getting into the console war crap and all. I just want to talk about gaming news and Switch. Yep, there you go. Be informative, get to the point, do what you got to do, and have fun. Like I said, talk about what you want, man. I'm not here to please people into thinking that, oh, well, he's just completely this. He loves everything all week. Nah, I ain't here to prove that. I don't care what you think about me. You can think whatever you want. Think fanboy, this, whatever. Who cares? Say whatever you want. I don't care. I'm talking about what I like to talk about, man. This is my channel. I'm going to do it the way that I want to. If you run a channel, you talk about everything 33, 33, 33. You know what I'm saying? You do that. Me, I'm going to talk about what I like. I like Nintendo games. I like RPG games. We're going to talk about those. See how I get when somebody says, oh, well, it has to be on this. And I say, well, it's not. Like metaphor. Well, it's not on Switch. They can't, like, I don't sit there and make excuses for Switch in terms of certain things. I'll be like, well, no, play it on PS5. You know, that's what, remember, people were saying that on my stream. I'm like, well, nope, I'm playing it on PS5. They don't have a Switch version. Obviously, it'd be tough to run on there, frame rate, resolution, things like that. So, no, like, playing on PS5 or playing on Xbox, that's where it is. Like, that's it. And I said that multiple times to people, and some people did not like that I said that. Like, oh, well, don't you like Nintendo more? I'm like, well, I like RPGs. And I mean, sure, if I can play it on Switch and it runs good and it looks good, then okay. But I'm not going to sit there and compromise the whole experience because of one platform or not, you know? So that's just how it is, guys. That's how I do it here. Shout out to Cyber Taurus. Appreciate you, man. Thank you for the 350 combo breaker. Let's go. How come some people are definitely streaming Bananza on Twitch? Because the game is already leaked, so some people have the game early, so that's the reason why some people are streaming it. Yeah, I played Expedition 33 on PS5, and I thought it was great. There wasn't anything like, oh man, it should have been on Switch 1, or it should have been on Switch, and I can't play it till... It's like, nah, I mean, now look, for some people, I get it. You know, you gotta wait till it's on there, or that's where the system you want to play it on, that's fine. But I'm just saying, for me personally, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to play it on where I feel like playing it, which was the PS5. PS5 Pro, or no, PS5.
Since we are talking about our backstories like in anime, I'll drop the truth of my past here.
Okay.
One of the reasons I stayed at the end of the AMD versus Nvidia war arc was because OJ was sincere enough to apologize a million times lol. SMD didn't, so I unsub.
Oh man, yeah, the AMD versus Nvidia arc. Yeah, I definitely, you know what the funny thing is? I saved the channel by apologizing. If I didn't apologize, I think the channel would have died. I think the channel would have died if I didn't apologize, man, because I had hella people making fun of me. Party man, you guys, like, people, like, you can go back and look at the videos. People are just roasting me. I took it on the chin, man. I said, listen, man, I got bopped. I got bodied. I apologize to Emily Rogers. I apologize to Liam Robinson. I apologize to Nate Drake, Nate the Hate. I apologize to Doc Trey. I apologize to all of them. I said, my bad, guys. I'll never make that stupid decision ever. Like I said, I will never, ever, ever make a decision like that ever again. Like, I will never play my cards that hard on something when it comes to whatever, especially when there's people that seem to be credible saying otherwise. You know, I'll never do that again, and I've never made that same mistake again. So yeah, man, yeah, that was the humbling arc. I got cooked, dude. And I don't know why I was that cocky. Maybe because I went through the wars of the Wii U, I felt that I can get through it. But yeah, that was a bad idea, and I messed up, you know, but I had to apologize for that one. It got so bad of me apologizing, my brother called me on the phone, was like, dude, stop apologizing. Like, he's had enough of me. He's like, listen, you've said it, you've made your point. Like, he was like, dude, stop. Or I think it was a text or a call. I think we talked about it. He's like, dude, like, just like, enough. He's like, enough is enough, you know? He was telling me enough is enough, man. You apologized enough. It was like on every video, like every stream, I'd be like, all right, guys, man, I'm my bad. And I also made fun of myself a lot too. Like I also made jokes. You know, I made jokes on Twitter. All of them made like laughed about it. Like Liam and like they were like ready to like dunk on me. But the fact that like my reveal was so funny, they all had mercy on me. Although Doc Trey did kind of come after me a little bit, Emily did a little bit, but they were all super nice, and they all saw that, okay, yeah, he's humbled, he's cool, you know, so, and I personally apologized to all of them, like, personal DM, and I think even publicly to some of them, I think I tagged them and said, hey, my bad, but I know I apologized to each one of them, you know, in threads or in whatever, so yeah. DK most definitely is a Game of the Year contender if it scores lower than Astrobot. It's because reviewers are morons. I mean, it definitely could score lower than Astrobot. You know, Astrobot, once again, you know, it could definitely score lower than Astrobot. Justin Cyber Toast with another $5 dono.
So about Fire Emblem 4. Just kidding. Maybe if we keep talking about it, we can manifest it. Tears of joy.
Yeah, we're gonna need a summoning circle for that. But I mean, yeah, like from what I've seen, Cyber Taurus, I'm hoping not from what I've seen. From what I understand, I think that, you know, we should get something Fire Emblem. To be Queen's point, like from what I've seen, and I'm a platformer aficionado, I play all of them. You guys know me. I mean, I did a top 25. This channel actually has a pretty solid install base of platforming fans. Like if you go on my top 25 platformers of all time, I got 100,000 views on that video. Or like my top 25 platforms, I think I got like a 90,000 views on that video or something like that. So this channel actually has some clout with platformer fans out there. A lot of you guys like that video. A lot of people who don't normally watch my channel, you know, that watched that video said, hey, that's a pretty good list. You know what you're talking about with platformers. And I do play a lot of platformers. And from what I've just, like I said, the scanner from what I've seen, Donkey Kong is more dynamic, is more in-depth, and is a better game, is going to be better. But once again, I have to play it. I have to play it. I have not played it yet, so I'm not going to sit there and say like it's definitively, but from what they've shown, Donkey Kong looks way better than Astrobot. It just does. It looks more dynamic, the worlds look bigger, looks like it has more content, looks like it's going to be just a better game. It's more dynamic, like with the two-player, it has a two-player mode, it's got the game share feature, it just looks better. It's got the Pauline stuff with the singing, the story looks like it's going to be way better, and the story doesn't even look anything super crazy, but the story even looks like it's going to be better. And this is going to get me copyrighted, Final Fantasy, damn it. But anyway, it just looks better. It just looks better overall. But like I said, we will see once the game actually comes out. You know, we will see. Wait, Playersis was an AMD fanboy? Yeah, I wasn't an AMD fanboy. I was being fed information from Super Metal Dave that Nintendo was going to go with AMD over NVIDIA with the Switch 1 processor and all that. So Super Metal Dave was feeding me information. There was even one thing that he told me. This was crazy. It was on my last. I wish I still had that email. But he said that apparently he had some interview with the NVIDIA employee. And the NVIDIA employee was like, I haven't heard of anything when it comes down to, like, it was like a whole interview. And he sent this interview to me. And I'm like, well, this must be true now, you know? So it was like, so he had me thinking, feeding me information that it was going to be AMD. And it obviously ended up not being that. So yeah. When do you think Metacritic scores will go live tomorrow midnight? No, they're going to be up tomorrow morning. Probably like around 6 a.m. They're going to start 6 to 9 a.m. somewhere in that time range. And then they're going to go all the way through. But yeah, it's probably going to be tomorrow morning. Let's see here. But yeah, it is what it is. I think maybe I should hold off on that video that I have too. So I should probably hold off on that vid. Maybe release that video tomorrow or some other day. Justin with the $3 dono. Shout out to Justin with the 3.
I have played every highly rated 3D platformer and 100% them everything from Mario 64 to Astrobot. From what I have seen, there's no way DK isn't good.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good game. That we can tell. Platformers are sometimes the most the easiest games to tell if it looks good or not. I think platforming games, you can almost instantly notice if you've played platformers. It's a little bit harder with RPGs or with other types of games, action games or adventure games. But with platformers, you can kind of just tell if it looks like it's going to be good or not. You know, it's a little bit easier to tell. From the minute that I saw Donkey Kong, I'm like, this game's going to be great, you know? Shout outs to Justin. 103 on the board. Yo, combo breaks. We out here. Shout outs, man. Bro, this Octopath boss music kind of makes me want to go back and keep playing Octopath Traveler 2. Yeah, it's a great game. Great game. Man, Nintendo holding announcements. Third parties holding announcements. OJ holding videos. What's going on? Well, I have a video ready to go for tomorrow morning, like scheduled, but I might have to hold out on that because there's a new, what's it called? There's the review scores. I forgot about that. So yeah, I might have to, or I can release the video tonight. I mean, but then again, it's like I said, it's just gonna get swallowed by. I already released 2 videos today, so that's just too many videos. Plus my stream night, that's too much. So we might have to just hold on to that video, or we might have to just add in. I can add in the review roundup to the rest of the news. So I think that's what we can do. I could probably just hold the video, and then I can just make a segment for the review, like the review roundup, and put that at the beginning, and then release the rest of the video. I think that's probably the best thing to do. Is probably just add the review part to that, so it's like a long video, or maybe I take like 7-8 minutes to go through like the review stuff. But that's what I mean, I can do that too. I can just add it on, which I've done that before in the past. So do you think DK will be challenging enough? Yes, because it's DK. DK games are always challenging. So yeah, they're gonna have a lot of harder levels and challenge missions and stuff like that, like they've shown in there already. So yeah. If it can dethrone Odyssey, for me, you know, it's phenomenal. Yeah, I don't know if it's going to dethrone Odyssey on review score. I think it's just principle. They're just not going to give Donkey Kong a higher review score than Mario Odyssey. I think they're just not going to. They're just not going to do that. And they're not going to do that because, obviously, Astrobot, you know, like, they don't... A lot of... And I know this goes into tinfoil hat theory, and guys, don't take this as like it's confirmed or anything, but there's definitely reviewers that are like, no, we can't have that score higher than Astrobot. Like I said, that's why you see some of the PlayStation fans like that don't care about Donkey Kong. All of a sudden, they're trying to downplay Donkey Kong in some type of way. They've never cared about Donkey Kong, never talked about Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze, never cared about that, never played it. Now all of a sudden, you want to talk about Donkey Kong, you know? So yeah. Just another $3 dono.
Also a platformer that doesn't get enough attention is Psychonauts 2. It is awesome.
Yeah, well, Psychonauts 2, I think it got nominated for Game of the Year back when it came out. Was it 2021 or something like that? I know it was nominated for a few different things. So yeah, Psychonauts 2 definitely a good platformer as well. Definitely a good platformer. I don't understand this AMD versus NVIDIA stuff. Xbox and PlayStation use AMD, but not NVIDIA. I'm ignorant in this era. Well, listen, back then, people were arguing whether, like, who would get the design win for the Nintendo Switch 1. So was it going to be AMD or was it going to be NVIDIA? So there was a big argument on the benefits and strengths and weaknesses of both companies. So yeah, that don't worry about the AMD versus NVIDIA wars was stupid. I mean, in terms of graphics cards and all that, the AMD versus NVIDIA is still going on today with PCs. So it's more of a PC thing with AMD versus NVIDIA. So when's the next Nintendo Direct? Sometime in July. Check out my video where I talked about that. Is it Lopez? I have a video where I go over the Direct stuff, so it's gonna happen sometime in July. So check out that video that I released on the channel. It's there, and then also we could see it sometime in July. We don't know exactly when, but it's gonna be after Donkey Kong Bonanza. 2021 Lost It Takes Two. Yeah, there you go. So It Takes Two. That's also kind of a action platformer puzzle thingy type game, you know. So there's also that game too. If Metal Dave did this to you, imagine the people lying to Nate the Hate. I'm thinking they lied to him about Fire Emblem 4 remake. No, that is not the case. And no, do not compare the situations, Christian. That's insane to say. That statement is absolutely insane to say that, considering Nate the Hate actually is accurate on a ton of different things. And Super Metal Dave has not been anywhere near as accurate on information or Nintendo Directs as Nate the Hate has. So that is actually an insane thing to say. That is an insane thing to say, considering how accurate Nate's been over the years compared to Dave. So absolutely not. Unless that was a joke. That must have been a joke. But I'm not even gonna allow that type of joke, because that is listen, no hate towards Dave, you know, but we cannot put him in the same category as Nate. You know, it's just not a thing. It's just not an actual thing. Let's see here. Still waiting for Kirby though. Yeah, still waiting. Kirby might show up at this next one. Maybe Kirby makes an announcement here. Maybe there's a Kirby announcement. I feel bad for Nate the Hate. He's always getting spammed. Yeah, he is always getting spammed. He can't even go on Twitter without people spamming him. But it is what it is, right? These new joiners will probably go watch your reaction to the NX reel. I'll probably do something at some point where we do go back and watch that. I think we actually did before, but yeah, we might do it again. Still waiting for the Star Fox Racing. Okay, that one was. Did you guys see the Did You Know Gaming on that one? We should maybe watch the Did You Know Gaming. That was Roger's base, for those who don't know. that was good old Roger's base on that one. But Did You Know Gaming did a breakdown of that. I think Spawnwave makes a cameo. RGT makes a cameo. I think even, does Nintendo Prime make a cameo in that? But yeah, I know RGT and I think Spawnwave make cameos in that Did You Know Gaming video when they have their introduction, like Star Fox Racing. But yeah, Roger's base actually did that for fun. He kind of made a little, it wasn't like he was intentionally trying to do that, but it kind of like he was. So yeah, go watch the Did You Know Gaming on Star Fox Racing and what happened there. It was pretty funny. It's pretty good. So yeah. Well, I'm not gonna watch it now. It's actually kind of long, so I'm not gonna watch it now. But it's pretty good. Let's see here. The rumor is my favorite. Yeah, that rumor was great because we all thought it was real because we saw Star Fox like in Starlink. So like, oh, we're thinking, oh man, Starlink, Star Fox, this could happen, you know? Oh man, SMD 64 also lied about a new PlayStation handheld. And once he didn't happen, Spawnwave had to apologize for his SMD. I remember John was like, well guys, I owe you guys an apology. I was straight up like that one meme, like that whole Franco meme, like with the whole hanging thing. First time here, yeah, happened to me too. Man, bro, like that was so hilarious. I was watching that video and I was laughing. I was LMAO. I was laughing so hard I could barely breathe in that Spawnwave apology video. I was laughing so hard I can barely breathe, bro. I can barely breathe. I was laughing so hard on that video. It was great. It was great. Man, that was so good. That was so good. So, watched the Watchers Base video recently reacting to the latest One Piece episode. Yeah, I mean, I don't watch those just because I don't watch One Piece. But yeah, he does some good stuff with that. He even made many teasers. Yeah, he did. He made a lot of teasers and then he deleted all of them. And then, yeah, made a non-apology. But yeah, he deleted all of them on his channel. He was saying, like, Nintendo fans are worried and all that. And you guys are worried and all this and that. And then it never happened. And then people stayed up late and there was nothing. It was nothing. He was like, I'm gonna need mods for my stream. It was, yeah. Hey, look, we all make mistakes. Bananza's gonna be a 94 or higher. I'm gonna lose the bet. If Bananza's a 94 or higher, I have to pitch in to buy somebody a free copy of the game. So, or it's gonna be somebody on the Spawncast because there's 4 of us. So, so yeah, it's gonna be one of those. Let me see. I think I said 92. And I couldn't go with anything higher. So yeah. So let's see here. I think Dior sent me. Yeah, I said 92. Josie said, Celia said 94. I said 92. Josie said 93. Spawnwave said 89. So, I'm hoping it's a 92. No, actually, I hope Celia wins. I hope it's a 94 plus. I really hope it's a 94 plus. But I don't have any faith in the reviewers to give it a better score to give it the same score or a better score than Astrobot. I don't have any faith in them. I think that there's going to be people that intentionally say, "Oh, the frame rate dropped. That's the reason why." You know, even though they didn't. I guess they didn't do it with Tears of the Kingdom and Breath of the Wild. But there's just something about Astrobot winning Game of the Year and like the shill accounts and stuff like that. So yeah, you know, I think that and like I said, we're starting to see some resistance from PlayStation fans just talking about the game in general, even though it looks way more impressive than, obviously it looks way more impressive and dynamic than Astrobot. Like, you can't break apart everything in Astrobot. There is no dual companion like Astrobot doesn't have that You know, there is no, like, there's way more challenge levels and different things. You know, in the base package, the game looks more dynamic. The levels are bigger. Like, it just looks like a better game. Obviously, it looks like a better game from anybody who plays platformers. You got, like, different, you know, suits, different outfits that change your attributes. You've got a skill point system. Astrobot has none of that. Absolutely none of that. And it doesn't have anywhere near as many movement options or moves as, let's say, Mario. So, I mean, clearly, Astrobot looks better. Or, clearly, Donkey Kong looks better. I think it's going to be a better game. But I think that the reviewers are going to say, no, we can't put it the same as Astrobot. No way. You know, so that's my thought process. But I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong. But there's no way I see it doing like 95. Like some people say, oh, 95 or like Odyssey. I don't think it's going to do that. But I mean, it could, but I don't think so. I hope it does. I hope I'm wrong. For inside info, if it ain't Trey or Nate, then it's very unlikely to happen. I wouldn't say that. There's definitely been some other guys that are, you know, that are good with inside information, you know. But like I said, it'll be a 95 LJ, I can tell. I mean, I hope it is. I hope I'm wrong, you know. Kevin with the $5 dono. That's the Kevin. Mince Beach.
Hey OJ, you are one of my favorite Nintendo content creators of all time, and
Thank
that you
you.
cover all things Nintendo and JRPGs that I love. Can I get any music from The Legend of Heroes?
That's what I do here, man. I cover Nintendo and I cover JRPGs. That's what I cover, baby. That's what I cover. And yeah, let me get and I'm gonna get copyrighted for this freaking Persona music too. Goodness gracious. The Legend of Heroes. I gotta really remove Metaphor and Persona music from my and Final Fantasy music from my queues. Legend of Heroes. Any music from Legend of Heroes. Really gotta move it. Voxels are the key. Are they? Let's see. I pre-ordered Bananza from GameStop, and no midnight release at the one near me, so I have to get a ride as soon as I wake up Thursday morning. All right, there you go. OJ, wait, the Dutch site that gave DK Bananza 96 is interesting. It's the publication's highest reviewed new release since Baldur's Gate 3, and the highest they've ever rated a platformer. So they already have reviews up. So there's already like Metacritic reviews up already. I don't think like that's breaking embargo if I'm not correct. So how do they give it a 96 already? Oh, Death Stranding dropped down to an 89. I just went on Metacritic. Uh-oh, sound the alarm bells. Ding, 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 sound the PlayStation accounts. Somebody, ding, 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 give it lost its Metacritic must buy. Don't worry, it'll go back up. It's gonna be like the bat symbol's gonna go up, like the Kojima symbol's gonna go up. Somebody's gonna give it, all of a sudden you're gonna see like a couple 95s, a couple hundreds out of nowhere. Don't worry, it'll go back up. I just went on Metacritic. It's got 142 reviews and it's got an 89 now at this point. So I wonder what happened here. Probably some bumbaclut at the very end here. It's only got 6 mixed reviews, 4%. Let's go down. It's had to have been a really low score that dropped it down. So I'm gonna go all the way down here. I'm gonna scroll all the way down. So many reviews, man. Everybody and their mom reviewed this game. 140 reviews is a lot. Okay, so how they get bodied? Okay, here's what happened. June 23rd or July. Oh, here's what happened, guys. Over the last week or so. When did Death Stranding come out? Did it come out in June or July? I forgot when it came out. Somebody let me know when it came out. But I think over the last, let me see, I'm looking at July 12th. I'm seeing when the last review came. July 11th. Some of these July reviews might have done it. Edge Magazine gave it a 7 out of 10. That's July 10th. So yeah. El Gumbo says this dude is definitely a PS hater. How am I a PS hater? What are you talking about? What? I'm not hating on Death Stranding. I'm seeing why they're lowering, why it got a lower score. I'm not hating on Death Stranding right now, and I don't care. What are you talking about? June 26th. Okay. So yeah, here's what happened, guys. It got hit on July 10th with the 70. It also got hit on July 7th with the 70. And then it got hit again on July 12th with the 75. That's what happened. It got hit with a bunch of 7s. And then it got hit on July with some 8s as well. Some lower than, it didn't get high 8s. It got some low 8s, and it got, so in July. So July 4th on Independence Day, it got hit with a bunch of 8s and 7s. That's what happened to it. Okay. I have a PS5 Pro. There's no way I'm a PS hater, and I bought a $700 PS, actually an $800 PS5 Pro, because I bought the disc drive so I can actually play my physical games. There's no way I'm a PS hater and I dropped $800 on a PS5 Pro. That's insane. There's no way. Let's see here. Let's see. I still think 6 honk Jeff 6 honk. What the hell is 6 honk? Give me 1 second, guys. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. I'll see you later. Oh, my wife is gonna take my son to the park so we can go play a little bit while it's cooled down outside. Let's see. If you look at Death Stranding 2, then look at DK Bananza, you'd say that rather play Death Stranding 2. Well, I don't believe you. Some people rather play Death Stranding 2. I mean, honestly, some people rather, like, they don't like platformers, so they like whatever Death Stranding 2 is more offering. So, okay, let's just say you're heavily biased towards Nintendo. Okay, you just keep on moving the goalposts. Okay, so okay, what now? So I bought an $800 PS5 Pro. So now I'm just heavily biased towards Nintendo. I'm not a PS hater anymore. I paid nearly $1,000 and I've spent thousands of dollars. So now I'm not a PS hater anymore. Or now I'm just heavily biased towards Nintendo. Is there anything that do you have anything important to say, or are you done now? Oh, wait a minute. He's bought my Legion's system of choice. Oh, so now I must move the goalposts because I'm a moron. Now I just move the goalposts and say something else because I can't admit that I'm wrong. You can't just admit that you're wrong, huh? God, people like you are weird. Do people like you are weird as hell. Nobody likes you IRL, huh? You're one of those guys that nobody really likes. Like when you go to work, people talk about you, don't they? You've got to be, because you're wrong, and you could have just said, "Oh, my bad. Okay, he's got a PS5 Pro. You can't just say, "Okay, oh, that's cool." You got to go to some other type of backhanded insult. God, what a bitch. Like, I can't stand people like you. Just admit that you're wrong and move on. You know what I'm saying? Just, okay, my bad. My bad, OJ. I didn't know. You know, okay, that's like, you like Nintendo, but okay, you spent the money on the PS5 Pro. What games do you play? Why don't you investigate a little bit more? Why do you gotta act like such a weirdo? I don't understand people like you. Why do you people come into streams looking for fights with other content creators or with content creators? I don't get it. When I watch somebody, if I think that they're biased against, I will ask them a question. I will not just make statements and not even know what they play or what they have, you know? So, no, you're not right. No, you're not right. You're a moron. So we're just going to move on from you, bro. We're just going to move on from you. But you could have just asked me what I play, what you like, whatever the case is. You just came here to argue. So I'm just going to put you on a timeout, man. 24 hours. Thanks for coming out to my stream.
How dare you play more PS5 more than anything last year? You are such a Nintendo fanboy.
I did play
Lol,
PS5.
JK.
I did play PS5 more than anything last year. Although this year it's going to be different. Obviously, I'm playing Nintendo Switch way more, or Nintendo Switch 2 way more. But last year I put 700 hours plus. 700 hours? Yeah, I think 700 hours? I think about 700 hours into my PS5. So I play what I like. I like RPGs. I like Nintendo. So that's what I like. That's what I play on. If there's great RPGs on PlayStation 5, then I play those great RPGs on PlayStation 5. If there's great Nintendo games, then I play those. That's what I do. I don't play Xbox much, so you know, whatever on that one. But I will play all the great PS5 RPGs. If there's great stuff to play on there, I will play it. If it plays better on the Switch 2, or if I can play it on Switch 2, I'll play it on there. But I play plenty of PS5 stuff when there's games that I want to play. So bias, sure. If I'm biased, okay. I am whatever you say I am. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm so sick and tired of people coming here just to try to start fights for no reason. Like, without even, he didn't even know that I had a PS5. You know? You could at least ask a few questions. People like you are weird. I don't understand it, but it's definitely a sock account. His name is El Gumbo. His name is El Gumbo. So, but anyway, moving on. Timeout 24 hours. I'm gonna go to your channel. Let me take a look. 14 subscribers 1 year ago. Kenna, Bridge of Spirits, God of War, Ragnarok, Final Fantasy, Destiny. Everything's just PlayStation. Of course. Of course. Crazy PlayStation fan, of course.
Sure, buddy. You like your PS5 so much you gave it the Cobra Kai treatment, tears of joy. You know I'm kidding.
Yeah, I gave it the Cobra Kai. Of course, if you go to his channel is all PlayStation. Let's look at his channel since he likes to come here and talk. Let's take a look at his channel. Look at this guy, El Gumbo. 14 subscribers. El Gumbo. You might have to work on that content, bro. You made a year ago. I don't know why you're coming to my stream. Work on this channel of yours, buddy. Let me see. Let's see. Let's watch what you got, since I'm just biased and all that. Let's see some Kenna gameplay. 4 minutes? What'd you upload 4 minutes for? So what if I told you I also played this game too? Got some nice gameplay here. But yeah, it's crusty. You uploaded it directly from your PS. Yeah, it's all pixelated a bit. So, oh, it's better now. Not bad gameplay at all. But you haven't done anything in a year, so you definitely need to work on that. But yeah, it's definitely a hardcore PlayStation fan. He just puts up boss fights and then comes to my stream. So, are you heavily biased towards Sony? Towards PS5? That's what I'm guessing with you, because everything here is Sony. There's there's nothing else. So maybe you should worry about yourself before you worry about me, because it looks like all you do is just PlayStation. I've got PlayStation stuff on my channel. I've got RPG stuff from Sony, and I've got Nintendo stuff. So maybe you should just worry about yourself, you know? So yeah. Shout outs to El Gumbo. Work on your channel, brother. Work on that channel instead of worrying about me. Let's see here. Okay. Hey. No. what are you smiling for? No. What are you smiling for? No. Okay. You gotta go with mom, yeah? Okay. Yeah, Give me 1 second, guys. This boy. Stop busting in here. Okay. He said, "Hey, Dad, what's up, man?" He's busted. Yeah, he's busted. He busted in here. He's trying to bust in. He's trying to be part of the stream, man. That's what he's trying to do. So yeah. Once Kenna goes to Switch 2, I bet El Gumbo will be devastated. Yeah, I don't know, man. Like I said, I just think people like this are weird. Like, stop worrying about what other people like bias or not. Go work on your channel. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm just gonna give some honest advice right here, bro. This is like just honest advice to everybody. Like, don't waste your time going on other people's streams complaining about whether somebody's biased or not. If you run a channel yourself, what are you worrying about other people for? You got a channel, you got 14 subscribers. You should actually provide some videos to your sub base. It's not a big sub base, but you still got a sub base. You've been leaving them hanging for a whole ass year. You've been leaving them hanging for a whole year, brother. Your last video was actually November 27, 2023. Why are you on my stream? Go make some content. Stop worrying about me. Stop worrying about us. Stop worrying about bias with Nintendo and all that. Stop pressuring me and go work on your channel. You got 14 subs, bro, and they're probably looking at, hey, where's the content at? You know? Even if you don't get many views, they're still looking. You still have some sub base. So I would say, in terms of advice, I would say, man, go, you know, go make some content, brother. Go make some more Kenna videos. Go make some more content on Death Stranding. Go make some more PlayStation content. Go take that PlayStation edge that you are, like, take that and drive home with it, man. Make your channel PlayStation based. Do all that good stuff. Get more of the videos out, because, like I said, you still have 14 subs. There's still people that subscribe to your channel that want to watch your content, and you out here going MIA. Now, you do have one video, Final Fantasy 16, that has no views at all. I'll help you out. I'll get you a view on that video. You know what I'm saying? So I'll watch it for you. Now you'll have a view on that video. So I'll let it run through right now for you. So I'll help you out on that video real quick because you had no views. You uploaded it more than a year ago. There's no views on it. So I'll help you out. But yeah, man, I'm just trying to, like I said, I'm just trying to be helpful. So yeah, go work on your content, brother. Go work on your content. Go work on that. Don't worry about me. You know? Let's see here. Busting in like the Kool-Aid man. Hey, what's up, J2? Welcome to the stream. Have to re-download everything after new SD card. Why Nintendo? Well, because it's on the SD card, so you can't. There's no way that you have to re-download it. There ain't no other way to do it, right? I mean, you can transfer it, but can you transfer it? No, you can't transfer it. Yeah, so you're gonna have to re-download it. So yeah. Cybertorch with the $14 dono. Cybertorch, let's go.
No, there's 14 people who forgot they subbed to his channel Tears of Joy.
I'm trying to give him some good advice, man. I'm trying to give him some good advice. I'm trying to give him some good. Go work on that channel. You know, don't worry about me. Don't worry about Nintendo. Don't worry about who's biased or not. Don't worry about any of that. Go work on your channel. Like I said, you still got 14. Cybertorch making some got jokes over here. Yo, let's go, Cybertorch. You got jokes over here, but still, man, go work on that channel. Looks like you like to do boss fights. Put together your top 10 boss fights. I'll give you some ideas. Put together your top 10 boss fights in all the games that you've played. So you don't even have to have the footage yourself. You can just look up the footage and put together your favorite, because it looks like you like showing boss fights or bounty fights or like tougher battles. So go put together top 10 toughest battles, you know, PS5. Go do that, and I guarantee you, you're going to get more than 14 views on that video. Guarantee you that video will probably do like 100 something views, and you'll probably get like 5 or 6 new subscribers, maybe more. So go work on that, man. Don't worry about me. So I'm gonna let this video run through. I'm gonna help you out here. Go work on some Final Fantasy content. Go work on your channel, brother. Let's see here. Chat, my wife wants to know if she could eat more cake. She is 8 months pregnant. What's the verdict? You give your wife whatever she needs when she's pregnant, brother. Big love to Cybertorch. Yo, combo breaks. People need to learn how to read the time and don't mess with and don't miss your flights and complain about rebooking options. Wait, what's going on there, Elias? What are you talking about? Cake and ice cream for the pregnant women out there. Cake and ice cream never fails. Never fails. I think the excitement in your voice was talking about Death Stranding 2 having lower Metacritic score. I was making a joke. I don't care about Death Stranding 2 having a lower Metacritic score or anything like that. That's irrelevant. That doesn't matter to me. I was making a joke when it comes to the PlayStation, the hardcore PlayStation media and all of that. It wasn't because I was excited about, I don't give a damn about Death Stranding 2 over a review score that it has. I don't care. It's irrelevant. What does it matter towards me? My favorite game of the year so far, what I think is going to win game of the year, is Clair Obscur Expedition 33. That already had a higher review score than Death Stranding. Not that it matters, because it doesn't matter to me. So that's irrelevant overall. You know, that's irrelevant. I don't care. I was simply making a joke. I was like, what do you want me to do? Put it in monotone, you know? So I was simply making a joke about Death Stranding. I wasn't sitting there and saying that the game was bad. I was just making a joke about it. We've made jokes about every game. Nintendo games, about review scores, about all sorts of stuff. We've made jokes about everything. It wasn't like a super hater thing or anything like that. I just said, yo, look, and I said I wanted to find out why that happened, because it was at a 90 from when I saw, okay, it's at a 90. Metacritic must buy, cool, no problem, whatever. And then I just checked, and then it was like 89. So I was like, so I made a joke. That's it, you know. But it's all good. So that's, guys, $3.95 on the combo board. We are almost at that next platinum. 4 times platinum. That's crazy on a random Tuesday. Let's go. Although we didn't stream for a couple days, but I appreciate you guys, man. Appreciate y'all. Some wise words of wisdom there. She should have been giving cake. Yeah. I tried to give this guy some actually good advice. You know what I'm saying? Like some actual good advice. So yeah. Let's see here. Give him a follow, OJ. There you go. See, look, we got him a new sub too. We got him a new sub as well. So even though I did time him out for 24 hours, we did help out. So it's good and bad, right? So like that's what you get here on Player Essence, man. Even when you get timed out for 24 hours, we still help you out. That's why, like, we're the good guys. We're the anti-heroes. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like bad, but then we also give you some good stuff too while you're at it, you know? So that's the anti-hero in me right there. Oh man. Since I clocked in now, I'm getting people crying about missing flights because they didn't read the time well. Oh, okay, I see what you're saying. Gotcha. Can't wait for DK Bananza. Me too. I'm looking forward to it. We are the Punishers of gaming. The Punishers of YouTube. Let's go. So yeah, man, it's all good. Some weird freaking accounts, man. Weird freaking accounts. Let's see. Isn't your game of the year Claire Obscure? And that isn't even on Switch. You played it on PlayStation, I think. Yes. My game of the year. What's up, Deported? My game of the year is Claire Obscure Expedition 33. And even if Donkey Kong comes out and is good, I don't know if it's gonna be. I don't know if Donkey Kong's gonna beat out Claire Obscure. Claire Obscure was such a great game. Donkey Kong's gonna have to wow me like a lot. It's gonna have to really wow me. Gameplay and emotionally. The thing about Claire Obscure is that the gameplay is incredible. The graphics are great. The music is great. The story is great. Everything's pretty great about Claire Obscure Expedition 33. It doesn't have many weak points. So Donkey Kong's really gonna have to wow me, like when it comes to the gameplay or when it comes to the story. I'm not expecting much from the story. So the gameplay, the music, and the replayability have to be insanely good in Donkey Kong for it to really pass up Claire Obscure. It has to be really good, you know? See, let's see. You are more of an RPG guy too, so Expedition appeals to you more. Yes, that's true. I am more of an RPG guy, so Claire Obscure definitely appeals to me more than Donkey Kong. Although I'm very excited for Donkey Kong. But yeah. Why are amiibos so expensive? Sheesh. Because of the China tariffs. That's why. President Trump put tariffs on China. Amiibos are manufactured in China, so therefore they got hit with the tariff tax on there. Let's see. What's up, Andre? What's up, Benz? Hey, what's good, man? Welcome to the stream. How you doing today? But Donkey Kong has my full attention. Yeah. Listen, I think it's good that Donkey Kong and Claire Obscure came out so it came out so far from each other, you know, just because it gives me plenty of time to really think and look, you know, when it comes down to it. So yeah, it's good stuff, man. It's good stuff. Really good stuff. Donkey Kong appeals to me more, and I still think Claire Obscure will be tough to beat. It's just that good regardless of genre, but I'm 100% rooting for Donkey Kong because it means it'll be great. Yeah, like when I talk about my own personal game of the year, I don't mean Keeley Game of the Year. Donkey Kong is not winning Keeley Game of the Year. It's already set in stone. The game of the year is Claire Obscure Expedition 33. There is no game coming out this year that's going to beat out. That is the game of the year. The game of the year is Claire Obscure Expedition 33. That is, it's set in stone. If Death Stranding came out and scored like a 95 or 96, then yeah, I think maybe Death Stranding would have won it or could have won it. But it's not. The Keeley Awards, it's going to be Claire Obscure. My own personal, we'll have to wait and see. But right now, Claire Obscure is the front runner by far. I took a week of PTO starting next week for Donkey Kong. Next week? Donkey Kong comes out this week. But okay. Yeah, you can play it next week. That's fine too. I bet some people who don't understand globalization will wonder why amiibos made in China are not in other places. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people don't understand why the amiibos are so expensive. Like, a lot of people don't understand that they're made in China. A lot of them are made in China. Manufactured. I still have been perfect if they put DK64 in the NSO before Bananza comes out. DK64 sucks, so I don't care that they're not putting it out beforehand because that game's not very good. But I think eventually it'll come out. I think eventually it'll come out. Maybe let them play the good game first, which is Donkey Kong Bananza, and then if they want to go and play DK64 later, then play it. But I wouldn't release DK64 before Bananza. Might give people the wrong impression. Because that game's not that great. It's aged terribly, by the way. So yeah, I think they should do it later. Let's see here. Wonder what's next for Sandfall Games. I'm guessing they're going to make a sequel to Claire Obscure. So yeah. I think the actual story might be go to OG Disney levels. Story is going to be OG Disney levels. You're talking about what with Donkey Kong? DK64 might literally turn off the fans that came out before. Yeah, that's what I was saying. DK64 might get people a little bit like, wait a minute, what is this? Is this what Donkey Kong's about? I would not release that crap before. Don't get me wrong. I mean, it's got its audience, and it's actually the highest rated Donkey Kong game in the I guess not modern era, but like it's somehow Donkey Kong 64 is rated higher than like Tropical Freeze and Returns. It's not better than those games, but it's rated higher because there's barely anybody that reviewed it back then on the N64. It's only got like 14 reviews. But it's got a 90. It's definitely not a 9 out of 10. It's not. DK64 is definitely not a 9 out of 10 in my opinion, at least. It's definitely not that. But hey, different opinions, right? Different opinions. You think DK has a higher chance of winning if it Metacritic is if it has a 95, 96 Metacritic? I think it definitely has a higher chance of winning Game of the Year. I would say that it's a little bit uncertain because there's been no game that's ever in the history of the Game Awards that's ever rated that high in comparison to another game and doesn't win Game of the Year. The only game that I can think of is maybe Red Dead Redemption. But Red Dead Redemption came out the same year as God of War, and I think God of War won it that year. So that might be it, but I have to double check. Metacritic, Red Dead Redemption 2 has a 97. God of War has a 94. So that is a 3-point difference. If that would be if there was a 96, let's just say 96 compared to a 92, that's a 4-point difference. That'd be the largest gap for a Game of the Year winner. Maybe Dragon Age Inquisition back in 2014, but that was Wii U games. Smash had a 92 or 93. But I think at the time, Dragon Age might have had a 90, then it went down afterwards. I'm not 100% sure, so... but either way, yeah. It would definitely be one of the bigger gaps. But if it has a 95, I think a 95, 92, I think that still goes. But a 96, that makes it to where that's in rare territory. Even 95 is rare territory. But Clair Obscur still might take it. Because Switch 2 is still brand new. And there's way more people that have a PS5 than a Switch 2. Even by the end of the year, PS5 is still gonna have a much bigger install base. So yeah, it's gonna be hard. In fact, this affects my model as such. Even marvelous as China tariffs affecting shipments of collector's editions. Yes, that's true. That is true. Josh says, hey, OJ, do you think the reason Metroid Prime 4 is out yet because the Switch 1 not optimized yet? No, that has nothing to do with that. I think the game's actually complete. I think that they're waiting just because of the lineup already for this year with the Switch 2, and then they're also going to put out Metroid Prime 2 and 3. I think they're going to do that beforehand, so I think that's the reason why. Switch 1 was considered brand new when Breath of the Wild won it in 2017. It was, but the difference with Breath of the Wild is that there was no other game outside of Mario Odyssey that even rated as highly as Breath of the Wild. The next closest game, I think, was Persona 5. So that was the next closest game. So, but Persona 5, it was the 5th Persona, right? So it's like, okay, we've played Persona 3, we've played Persona 4, now Persona 5. Whereas Breath of the Wild was a complete reinvention. So reinvention plus higher score is going to get you a Game of the Year nominee over non-reinvention and lower score. So, yeah. So that's the reason why Breath of the Wild. But notice how there's been no other... I mean, that's the only Nintendo game that's ever won Game of the Year at the Keighley Awards. It's only been one. So... Switch 1 was considered... but yeah. Let's see here. Also, it's not a Keighley Awards show without Sony. I mean, well, yeah, guys. I mean, look, Sony is the default platform for a lot of the reviews. Like, all throughout the generation and all throughout... It's even going to be for the following generation. The default platform for a lot of games is just going to be PlayStation. Most people in the media are going to play PlayStation. So, yeah. So, it's going to have that edge.
There's 2 games I loved on GameCube and one is getting a sequel this year. Here's hoping I get at least a remaster of this other one. Billy Hatcher, can I get?
Oh.
Bang.
Billy
Bang.
Hatcher.
Big horns explosion.
Billy Hatcher in the chat. So that's the Billy Hatcher boys out there. So Shout out to the Billy Hatcher boys out there. Billy Hatcher boys and girls. All right, let's see here. So let's get this music. Thank you, Justin, with another dono. Combo breaks. 2 combos away from a 4 times platinum on a Tuesday. Yo, let's go. Billy Hatcher. Billy Hatcher. Bang, bang. Big horns. Explosion. Okay, I rented this game. And I don't remember it that much, I'll be honest. So yeah. If you had to guess, which month do you think was likely for Prime 4, September or November? I think September is the most likely month for it, would be September. That's what I would guess. September or August for Metroid Prime 4. But I'm guessing maybe September. August, it's probably going to be maybe Drag Cross Drive and Metroid Prime 2 and 3. And then September is going to be Metroid Prime. And then October, that's going to be Pokemon. And then November is probably going to be Splatoon and maybe Hyrule Warriors, or maybe Hyrule Warriors in December. So we'll see about that. Yo, Cybertrucks with $5. Yo, baiting the cleanup. Yo, Ninja Peach. Thank you so much. The bait. Bait and switch. No, that doesn't count, Cybertaurus. No, I'm joking, obviously. Yo, let's go. 4 times platinum combo. We are out here tonight. And Justin with another 3. Yo, let's go.
Also just realized how crazy it is that my grandma got me both of them. She somehow found hidden gems.
Yo, Grandmama cleaning up. Grandmama out here with Justin. Cybertaurus, thank you for that, guys. I appreciate it. Let's go. You guys know what time it is. It's that dude with the big buster sword. Yeah, we out here tonight. Let's go. 4 times combo. Break. Let's go. Yes, sir. Double break. Bonus stream. Troy Perry with the Madden, WWE, and NBA 2K. That is just the casual combo. No, it's all good, Troy Perry, man. I love you, fam. But yeah, Madden, WWE, Madden, WWE to Madden to NBA 2K. That's just. Nah, I feel you, fam. I actually made a video, Troy Perry, where I talked about the importance of having those type of games on the system. So it's very important because people like those. People like those games, man. People like those games. But yeah, that's definitely that's the combo, bro. That's the combo. So yeah. My mom bought me Wario World back in the yeah, Troy Perry's back, man. Troy Perry back. We had a little bit of a situation. He's cool, man. Everything's all good. Yeah, he's rolling back to the stream now, man. Shout outs to Troy Perry. Straight to the veins combo, man. We out here. Yeah, you know, if I played all those back to back, I think I probably would stop playing games. I think I'd probably not be a gamer anymore. But no, it makes sense though. I mean, people love that combo. WWE, NBA 2K, Madden. These are games that people just love. They're not bad games by any means. Madden and 2K grinding coming, yeah. Yeah, physical copy near Automata not available on Nintendo eStore. Physical copy not available. Check out the Square Enix eStore, or check out the Square Enix store. They'll probably have it on there. Just got my first knockout round in Mario Kart World. Sweating as I type this. Okay, you just won your first one. Nice. Yeah, I won my first one online a little bit ago, and it was crazy how close it was between me and this other toad that came smashing into me at the very end. I was very excited about winning that knockout tour. Very excited. Very excited. Shout outs to Billy Hatcher. Let's go. Shout outs to the Billy of the Hatchers. Make sure you guys hit that like button. If you have not hit that like button, hit that like button. Let them know that we are streaming out there. Let's go. 2K is too big of a grind. I enjoy NBA 2K, but they have so little value for the time I can't bother with those games. Yeah, I stopped playing. The last NBA 2K game I played was NBA 2K11. I started playing it and I was like, I don't like this. And I cut it. I was playing like the My NBA or whatever. And that one's supposed to be one of the best games ever. That's one with Michael Jordan on the cover. That's the only reason why I got it. And I think I played it for about 5 minutes before I cut it off and said, I'm never playing this again. So, yeah, I doubt I'll ever play another NBA 2K game. Madden, I'll probably check out Madden this year. I do like football more than basketball. WWE, I'll probably never play another wrestling game in my life. Like, I will never play another game, like, without it being tied to something with my work. So, like, let's say they want to give me a review code and maybe I'll check it out on Switch. But I'll never purchase another wrestling game in my life. I'll probably never buy another another WWE game. Like, will it be like maybe like an arcade wrestling game, something like that? Yeah, maybe. But I'll never purchase another like normal wrestling game ever. I long since forgot about wrestling games. And like I said, that's not a knock on them. I think for me, the last wrestling game that I actually enjoyed and played was WrestleMania 2000 on the or like WCW versus NWO Revenge, or WrestleMania 2000. Like, I never got into like the PS2, Xbox, and GameCube. I never got into those wrestling games. Like, the last time that I was really into it was like N64 and like the PS1. But after that, I stopped playing. So let's see. That's the RGT 85 way. There you go. Yeah, No Mercy. I played No Mercy. I played WCW versus NWO Revenge. I played WrestleMania 2000. Those were all really good, but I just stopped playing after that. On the PS2, Xbox, and GameCube, I was like, I don't like wrestling anymore. So I just stopped playing. WCW versus NWO, No Mercy, SmackDown, Go to Wrestling Games. Yeah, those are all good. But I don't think I ever played like Here Comes the Pain, like the SmackDown. Like, I never played that. My roommate in college, Andre, he played it a lot, but I never really got into it. Let's see. How about AEW Flop for Forever? Flop Forever? Yeah, no, I didn't play AEW Flop Forever. I love that nickname. If they had the Black Baron Emperor, Baron Black, I would have played it. If Baron was in the game, I would have definitely played it. If Baron was in the game, I would have played it. So yeah. Oh man. Let's see, wrestling games I just straight up don't get. Not for me. Yeah, they're not for everyone. You have to kind of be into like to the lore, into like to the story, into all of that. Like, I can understand now why people are into wrestling games a lot though, because like the graphics are better than ever. If I was into actually watching wrestling, I think today's wrestling games would be incredible because they have better graphics, better intro music, better everything. Everything is just so much better with the wrestling games in today. Like, well, not so much better, but some of the gameplay is actually not as good. But what I mean is that like the graphics and everything that enhances the realism of what's happening, you know, the presentation is off the charts for a lot of the wrestling games. So yeah. The AEW game was horrible. Yeah, that's why I called it Flop Forever. I enjoyed Royal Rumble and Raw on the SNES. After that, I played Attitude once around 2000. Can't get into them down. I like the simplicity of the older 2D ones. Yeah, I played one of the first wrestling games that I really got on I remember playing on the N64 was I think WWF. What's the one with Stone Cold on the cover? WWF Warzone. Yeah, I think it was called WWF Warzone. I don't think that game was that good, but I played the heck out of that game. I used to play the heck out of WWF Warzone. It's kind of funny now that I look back on it and how excited I was to play WWF Warzone. I used to sit in my room and play that game, WWF in the Turnbuckle Warzone. I used to smash people through the table like, oh, wow! Rock used to go, smell what the Rock is cooking. Like it was all robotic, or Stone Cold. It was so robotic, dude. I used to sit there and be excited about that. Oh, man. And play dude, I probably put like 300, 400 hours into that. I put a ton of time into WWF Warzone. I used to just play it all the time. And, it's kind of crazy looking back at my wrestling days because now I'm like, I can't even go back and play the old wrestling games. I probably would be like, I'm good, you know. I don't even feel like playing those. OJ, I have to upgrade my phone. GameStop just called me Thursday. Pick up Donkey Kong Bonanza. Nice, let's go, Richard. What's up, Alpha? The game is better than the real thing. I was watching the match between Shawn Michaels and the last one between Shawn Michaels and Undertaker, the WrestleMania. And like, I don't know, I forgot like how you have to be into the series. Like, you have to be into it for it to really be good. Even though I do like watching, you know what I do like watching? Wrestling channels. You know, I love watching wrestling history and wrestling channels. Like watching like the beefs, watching like the actual drama that happens, watching like the interviews and like the Montreal Screwjob. I love watching wrestling history, but I don't like watching wrestling. I like watching wrestling channels, which is hilarious. Wrestling channels to me are much better than actually watching wrestling. So I'm not talking about like channels that go over the news stuff. I'm talking about channels like top 10, you know, ways Vince McMahon screwed people, you know, explaining every version of Undertaker. Like, I watch stuff like that. Like, I'll occasionally watch videos like that. I watched interviews like with Shawn Michaels and Bret Hart, you know, on the Montreal Screwjob, or I watch stuff like that, but I don't actually watch wrestling. That's the funny thing, is that I actually am subscribed to a couple wrestling channels. WrestleLamia, they're a good one, where I watch their stuff. I remember when I was in Nigeria visiting my wife before she got here, like, all I did was watch WrestleLamia and like craziest, like all like the back scene, like drama stuff that happened, like documentaries and things. That stuff was great. So I watched that, but I don't watch wrestling. Yeah, Dark Side of the Ring. That stuff's way more entertaining than actually watching wrestling. Dark Side of the Ring is great, man. That is great. Seeing all the stuff that happens, like, you know, some of the craziest stuff that's happened. Wrestling's a really, like, has like an insane backstory, man. Like, just like abuse, drugs, problems, you know. So like hearing all the issues that were happening, even when I was watching it and I was liking it, is just wild to me, you know. I have not seen the Mick Foley Mankind documentary. I haven't seen that one, Benson. I gotta check that one out. I do like Mick Foley. I do like Mankind. I thought he was great. He was crazy though. He'd throw himself off of stuff, just destroy his body. I tried Guardians of Azuma on TV mode and it runs in 4K. Story is good so far. Will be an interesting character going from the dragon to a ram. He's hilarious. Yeah, keep on playing. It's good stuff. I actually finished Guardians of Azuma. It's a great game. I think it'd be nice to see a new Zelda game, Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom be on Zelda's Sheik game, open world. I think that, I don't know about like I think they'll still do some type of open world, but it won't be as big as Tears of the Kingdom or Breath of the Wild. And I think it's gonna star Link. I don't think it's gonna star Zelda or anything, but I think that she might be like playable in certain parts, but we'll see. Oh yeah, the stuff with, dude, the stuff with Guerrero was crazy. Benoit Guerrero and all that, man, crazy stuff, dude. Benoit's terrible because I really liked Chris Benoit. He was like literally one of my favorite wrestlers in WCW and even in WWF, or when he moved over to WWE, WWF, whatever. He was like one of my favorite wrestlers. He was great. I really liked Chris Benoit, and to hear what he did, that's just, man, it puts a whole stain on his whole legacy. It puts a whole stain on everything. You can't even think about it the same way, because in the ring, that guy was great. Flying headbutt, man, he was fantastic in the ring. The German suplexes, you know. Crippler crossface. Man, sucks. But it's all good. Yeah, I can't wait to see what they do for the next Zelda as well. Let's see here. Chris Benoit was a great technical wrestler. His fundamentals were insane. Yeah, they were very good. He always looked... I think that, like, you can tell wrestlers that don't know what they're doing compared to wrestlers that do, like, the ones that look stiff, right? Like, Goldberg always looks stiff in the ring. I mean, he got a little bit better, but not really. But, you know, Goldberg looks stiff compared to, like, Bret Hart. Like, Bret Hart looks so smooth. You know, Shawn Michaels in his heyday looks so smooth. Triple H is okay, look good, but a little stiff, Triple H at times, but he got better and better. But, like, you know, The Rock was smooth in the ring. Stone Cold, pretty smooth, but not as technical, you know. But you can see guys that are stiff. Benoit was just smooth sailing, man. His suplexes, his reversals, he never seemed like he didn't know what to do in the ring. Like, oh, I randomly got hit when I'm not supposed to get hit, you know. He always knew the cadence of the match and the flow of the match. he was very good at that. Very good at that. But you can't excuse what he did, man. Like that's just nah. I'm not gonna say anymore in terms of where I really feel what's happening, but yeah. Yeah, Bret Hart was great, man. Bret Hart was the hitman. It was awesome. I liked also Billy Kid. I thought Billy Kidman was very underrated. Billy Kidman was a very good wrestler that was underrated. I know people don't necessarily love him as much, but like Raven, I thought Raven was really good. I think he's underrated too. I thought he was pretty good in the ring. Not the best, but not bad in the ring either. Obviously, Chris Kanyon. I thought Chris Kanyon was really good in the ring. Rest in peace to Chris Kanyon. So yeah, there's a lot of guys in WCW that I really like because I didn't start getting into wrestling. Like I was interested a little bit with WWF, like back in like the Hogan days, like early WWF, but I wasn't really into it that much. It wasn't until WCW where I really got into wrestling, like mid to late 90s. WCW Thunder, so Nitro and like the Hogan, like NWO and all that. Like that's when I really got into wrestling. So yeah. Let's see, OJ, you think Donkey Kong Bonanza is going to get a 90? I think it's going to get a 90 plus. I have it at a 92, but we'll see what happens. X-Pac was fantastic. He's a little underrated, although he's still I think he's still in the Hall of Fame, right? So people I did like X-Pac a lot. I like X-Pac. I like all of D-Generation X. Road Dogg, Billy Gunn, all of them were great. My least favorite was Triple H. Out of all of them, my least favorite is Triple H. But I like Shawn Michaels, Chyna, Road Dogg, Billy Gunn, X-Pac, all of them. But yeah, out of that whole group, Triple H was my least favorite. But I'd probably say like my favorite wrestler is it's like between Stone Cold and The Rock. I don't know which one. Stone Cold, Rock, Shawn Michaels. I did really like Goldberg in WCW. I can't lie. I did love Goldberg. But I did like other guys as well. Like I even like Disco Inferno. I thought he was actually not bad in the ring for having such a stupid gimmick of he's just dancing. But I thought he was actually pretty good in the ring. Diamond Dallas Page, I thought he was good too. DDP, Conan, Kevin Nash, Big Sexy. I liked him too. But I'd probably say like my favorite wrestler is probably The Rock because of everything. Because of the presentation, the jokes, plus like the in-the-ring work was really good. I mean, yeah, he never went off the top turnbuckle. He didn't do any high-flying stuff. But he was really good in the ring. He was really good in like the smacking you and like the rock bottom, the showmanship, that stuff was electric. It was electrifying, right? So you gotta like The Rock for that. But I love Stone Cold because Stone Cold was just crazy, So it was great. Oh, Chris Jericho, yeah, Chris Jericho for sure, one of my favorite, more of a technical wrestler as well. Chris Jericho, really liked him in WCW. I thought WWF they did okay in WWF, but in WCW he did okay as well. But man, Chris Jericho was great. Chris Jericho really good. I didn't like Goldberg at the time, but now I look back, the streak was amazing. Oh yeah, I like Goldberg. I was saying Goldberg in my house back in the 90s. I was saying Goldberg. And then when he lost, like was that Starrcade with that Toys R Us taser? I was like, this sucks, dude. This is trash. Scott Hall hit him. I did like Scott Hall. Razor Ramon. Hey, yo. I did like Scott Hall, the Outsiders. They're invading WCW, I like that. That stuff was great, too. Wait, OJ, Hulk Hogan, not your favorite? Yeah, Hulk Hogan, not my favorite. Surprise. Yeah, rest in peace to Scott Hall as well. Oh, yeah, Sting was great, man. Everybody, it's like, if you don't like Sting, there's something wrong with you. If you don't like Sting, there's something wrong with you. Literally, you might be like a serial killer or something like that if you don't like Sting. Sting is like the most likable wrestler of all time. Like out of all the wrestlers, Sting, in terms of long multi-year wrestlers, I don't think there's a single person that has anything truly bad to say about Sting. Like he was a great person. Nobody says anything bad about Sting. And because these wrestlers talk all sorts of crap about each other. Like they do it all the time. And I don't think I've heard anybody say anything bad about working with Sting. You know, now Sting has his opinions, but he doesn't really say too much. But Sting is probably like the most goated, like in terms of like he did it the right way all the time. Like him and Undertaker were like, we always do it the right way. Although there are some people that don't like Undertaker, but like Sting is like the best, you know. But like honestly, like, is there anything bad to say about Sting? There's like nothing bad to say about him, you know. Like you can say something bad about almost every single wrestler, you know. Stone Cold broke somebody's neck. He had problems working with certain people. Same thing like with The Rock. There was some certain issues there. Like Triple H. Oh my God, there's a million issues with Triple H. Like the Click, you know, Kevin Nash. Like with all the greatest wrestlers of all time, you can always add some type of asterisk. Not that they're not worth like, you know, their money and not worth what they like their Hall of Fame status. Like you could, you know, I'm not saying that, but there's always some type of okay, but this, but that. But that's with anybody. You can say that with even content creators. Oh, but this, but that. But with Sting, there is no but with Sting. There is no, oh, but this. It's always just Sting was goated from beginning to end. Sting was great, you know? Has anyone really said anything bad about Coco Beware? I don't know who that is. Who is that? Or at least I don't remember who that is. Player says, which one do you like? Attitude Era or WCW NWO? Oh my gosh. Oh, that's really hard to say which one's better. They're both. I think that the Attitude Era was overall better because by the end of the NWO era, it was so lame. It was great at first, but I would say the Attitude Era started and finished better than NWO because by the end of NWO, everything was NWO. There was like a million different factions of NWO, and it got to the point to where it was kind of like lame and corny. And then like they started taking over too many things. Like every match would just end with Hogan beating the crap out of somebody, or them getting jumped by all the NWO, and then spray painted on their back NWO. You know, so I probably said the Attitude Era was better overall. Like everything, you know. Let's see. The port's the same with the 12. It says Macho Man had go to promos, cream of the crop. Oh yeah, Macho Man. his promos were great. I love Macho Man's promos. I was a big Randy Savage fan as well. His finisher was the flying elbow, right? That was his finisher. Was the flying elbow. Tajiri with the poison mist. Speaking of Goldberg, his last match was before retirement. Was last week, and he battled Gunther. Yeah, I did see some clips of that on Twitter, which was pretty cool. And he had his family there and all that, so that was great. Yeah, NWO ran a little long, right? Cyber Taurus, yeah. Um, let's see here. What do you think of Nintendo possibly holding back third-party announcements for their own directs instead of other mainline events like Summer Games Fest? Nintendo's been doing that for forever. I don't know why people are saying like, "What do you think about that?" Is that something? Did you guys know that Nintendo's been doing that for the last 8 years? Switch One, where they hold back certain announcements to have it their own event. Like, that's something that Nintendo's been doing for a very long time. Yes. And yeah, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with it because they've been doing that for forever. Believe it or not, I know it's crazy, right? But they've been doing that for a decade now, where they've been holding back announcements to not be like Atlas might have an event or somebody might have an event, and then they don't announce something, then it gets announced at their event. It's like, oh, they announced it here. Yeah, they've been doing that for nearly a decade now. Not new. Let's hear Cyber Toys with the $5 dono. Let's go.
NWO was good until about the end of '98.
Yeah.
It started to get weird.
Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. It started to get really weird. But no, it's a legitimate question though, because some people are asking that. But I mean, it's just crazy how we kind of already forgotten the Switch One era where they literally held back all sorts of announcements for Nintendo Directs. That's happened so many times. Or it happens all the time. So yeah. I know some like Prime and Nate are irritated that the marketing strategy by Nintendo is literally the same thing that we had with Switch One. So I mean, I don't know what to tell them. Like Switch One had the same thing where there would be announcements at certain events, like Persona, for example, and then it wouldn't get announced till Nintendo's event. That's just how it is. It's been like that for a while. So makes more of an impact if it's at the Nintendo Direct. Better marketing for them. So that's just how it is. Definitely can't forget Mark Henry's sexual chocolate. Mark Henry was funny. Mark Henry was great. It was great when he actually won the title. That was so good. It was so good when he won the title. Shout outs though. Let's go. Combo breaks. Yeah, I don't mind Nintendo holding things back for directs. I don't really care, because like I said, they did that with Switch 1, and whenever it gets announced, it gets announced. It doesn't matter if they want to announce it at events outside of it. That's fine. If they want to announce it at directs, that's also fine too. It makes the directs more hype for us. Whatever. It makes it more hype for us. But I don't really care when they announce it. They announce it when they announce it. I don't really care. That's just my own personal opinion. I know other people feel differently, but yeah, they hold things back for their events all the time. Let's see here. Hey, what's up, Yellow Kazoo? Welcome. Person accidentally leaked Dutch publication's DK score of being rated 96, Astrobot 94. Oh, well, wonder if there's potential sign of things to come, but we'll see. Yeah, you know what? Once again, listen, just another artist. I hope so if that's the case, but we'll see tomorrow morning. Like, we're gonna get they're all gonna hit all at one point because it's a big game, so Nintendo's gonna want those reviews out like all at the same time. There's an embargo for the game, you know, so yeah, it's gonna be something to where yeah, it's interesting for sure, you know. Interesting for sure, but I hope it's a sign of things to come. I will be surprised if Donkey Kong has a higher score than a higher score. We already played this song. I'd be surprised if it has a higher score than Astrobot. I'd be really surprised, you know. Coco Beware versus Undertaker. Yeah, I don't remember who that is. I know Undertaker, but I don't remember who that is. So yeah. Do we know if Elden Ring is coming to Switch 2? I'm trying to beat DS1 and buy the other Souls. Do you not watch my channel, Montana, or do you not watch like the Nintendo Directs and stuff like that? Do you not watch that? Because I've used Elden Ring's Switch 2 footage in my videos like a million times. Literally, like where it says Elden Ring's coming to Switch 2. Like I've used that like a million times in my vids. Like, all the time. So I'm guessing you don't watch my videos or you don't watch directs. Because... I'm guessing you don't. I'm just asking a question for real. Because everyone knows that Elden Ring's coming to Switch too. But it's all good. Not everyone knows. I do, but my memory's bad. Yeah, your memory's bad for sure. Because Elden Ring's definitely coming to Switch 2. Yes, it's like, it's already been... It was at the April... Well, not the April... It was at it was at the April Direct. So that's already been confirmed that it's coming to Switch 2, Montana. So I don't mind the question. But yeah, I use that footage of Elden Ring in like so many videos. So yeah, I highly recommend watching the vids if you can. But yeah, Elden Ring's coming to Switch 2. That question just threw me off guard because nobody's asked that question because we all knew that it was coming to Switch 2. So it was just funny that you asked me that question like April, May, June, July, 3 months after it's been confirmed that it's coming. But yeah, I got caught off guard by an Elden Ring coming to Switch 2 question. But yeah, that's why you're here. I get it. I supply the news for you guys, even if it's old. Yes, Elden Ring is confirmed for Switch 2, Montana. Yes, it's confirmed. So yes, Elden Ring is confirmed for Switch 2. It's coming out this year. We don't know when it's coming out, but we'll probably find out at the next Nintendo Direct. No, we don't know if it's a game key card or if it's on full-on cartridge yet. No, we don't know that. You play Elden Ring on Switch 2? I'll probably try it out, but am I going to be excited for Elden Ring on Switch 2? No. Am I going to probably buy it for the culture? Yes. But yeah, I don't know if I'm going to like be excited for it. I'm not excited for it like that, you know? Just because I don't really care about Elden Ring like that. So yeah. You could do a depressing in the dark stream like Wings. How is Wings doing? What's Wings up to, man? What's Wings up to these days? Deported. What is Wings of Redemption up to? Let's see. Elden Ring Tarnished Edition was one of the first Switch 2 games announced in that April Direct. I told everybody in 2022 it's a lock-in for Nintendo. It was obvious back then. Well, yeah, we didn't know in 2022 the capabilities of the Switch 2 system, but yeah, I felt that it had a good chance to come over. But Nintendo didn't put like Dark Souls 2 or Dark Souls 3 on Switch 1, so some people had their doubts. Having a blast with Dark Souls, so hopefully I can beat Dark Souls 2 and 3. Bloodborne in reasonable time for Elden Ring on Switch 2. Ooh, probably not. You said Dark Souls 2, Dark Souls 3, and Bloodborne. You'd have to really get cooking on those games, my man. Because Elden Ring's coming out. I mean, unless you don't mind playing it later. But if you talk about playing Elden Ring at launch, I mean, it's coming out in 2025. So you're going to have to beat all those games on top of anything else that you want to beat. I mean, that's going to be tough. But I mean, it can be done if you just like really, if you lock in. But I mean, I don't know. I have 400 hours on my Steam save. Nice. Wings has hit rock bottom again, gaining weight. Had another fallout with Woody after insulting him. I think that's terrifying that Wings is gaining weight. That's pretty terrifying considering he's already really big. But yeah, he's hit. So is he not doing like the podcast anymore? Like that lolcow thing? Is he done with that? Nintendo acknowledged it when the reviews came out at the time. The official Twitter account doesn't do that for the love, and it was coming. What did they say with the reviews of really? And back in 2022, the official Twitter account acknowledged the reviews. Really? Crazy Nintendo only given one game of the year at the Doritos Awards. Yeah, I mean, it's just like I said. That's how hard it is to beat PlayStation with the reviewers. You know, the reviewers. I mean, it probably should have won. I would say that Nintendo should probably have. I would say 2. I would say they should have 2. I mean, I don't think they should have much more, but 2. I would probably say for sure 2. I would give it maybe 3 or 4. But I think that they should have won in 2014. That should have been Bayonetta 2, or that should have been Super Smash Bros. I think that looking back, Dragon Age Inquisition, that's a sham of a winner, but PlayStation, once again. You know, Wii U, nobody liked Wii U. Nobody was playing Wii U. So therefore, Wii U got no votes from the reviewers. But Bayonetta 2 was the better game. And so was Super Smash Bros. Was the better game. So I think they should have won that one. Now, they did win in 2017. But if you look at all the other years, like 2018, I mean, Smash Ultimate came out. But that didn't come out till 2019 in terms of the reviewing, because it came out in late December. So 2018, there wasn't really much to sit there and say for 2018. 2019, I think that you have a case that I think that, you know, Fire Emblem Three Houses could have won, or Astral Chain could have won. You know, but that's going to be tough. 2019 had Death Stranding, it had, you know, Ghost of Tsushima, it had Sekiro. Like, do you put those games over Sekiro? I mean, a lot of people will probably say no, Sekiro's better than Fire Emblem, or it's better than, you know, Astral Chain, or it's better, you know, than those games. So I'm not going to sit there and say 100% it's that. I mean, 2020, Nintendo had Animal Crossing. Maybe that wins, but that's not going to win. Obviously, and that's The Last of Us Part 2. That's not going to be out The Last of Us Part 2. Heck no. And then, what was it? In 2021, I think they should have won 2021. I will say that. 2021, Metroid Dread should have won Game of the Year in 2021. So that's one that I will say for sure I think they should have won. So right now, I think they should have won 2014, 2017, they won 2017, and then 2021. 2022, what do you got in 2022? 2022, I forgot what games came out then. Yeah, I totally forgot what came out in 2022. I don't even remember 2022. Oh, man, I don't remember 2022, I'll be honest. What came out in 2022? Yeah, Elden Ring had that on lock. I remember Elden Ring came out. So no, but I don't remember what games Nintendo had in 2022. Bayonetta 3. Okay, yeah. Oh, that was Splatoon. Okay, no. That was Xenoblade. I do remember what happened in 2022. Okay. That was Xenoblade. That was Splatoon. That was what's it called? Yeah, Xenoblade, Splatoon, Xenoblade 3, Splatoon, Bayonetta. Yeah. Now, me personally, Triangle Strategy, Kirby. Okay, yeah, that was a great year for Nintendo. How could I not remember that year? Of course, that's a great year. Now I remember. Just had to think of a game. Okay, so for me personally, Xenoblade Chronicles 3 won my game of the year. But do I think that it deserves, like, the Keeley Awards objectively deserves the nod over Elden Ring? No, obviously not. So I don't mind Xenoblade not winning game of the year that year, even though, you know, it was my game of the year, but I don't mind that. 2023, that was Tears of the Kingdom. Listen, I didn't play Baldur's Gate like that. It's just not my game. Do I think that Tears of the Kingdom could have won Game of the Year? Sure, absolutely. But is Baldur's Gate 3 deserving of it? Yes, it is. So I'm not really mad at Tears of the Kingdom not winning Game of the Year in 2023. 2024, it was a wash. Nintendo didn't really have anything that really stood up to the games that were there. I mean, their biggest game, I think, was Echoes of Wisdom in 2024. A lot of ports and remasters in 2024. So, yeah, but, you know, whatever. So, yeah, I think they should have won, at least for me. They should have at least 3 Keeley Awards. They only have 1, but they should have 3, in my opinion. They should have 3. 2014, 2017, and 2021. Those are the 3 years I think Nintendo should have won, in my opinion. Yeah, there was also Scarlet and Violet in 2022, but obviously that wasn't going to win Game of the Year, but that was another game that came out. And Pokemon Legends Arceus came out in 2022. Yeah, dude, 2022 was like the best year. I don't know what I brain farted. 2022 was like a really goated year. Never mind. Because that was Legends Arceus, that was Scarlet and Violet, that was Splatoon 3, that was Xenoblade 3, that was Kirby and the Forgotten Land. Like, that was like a lot of good games. Oh my gosh. Future Redeemed. I can understand why Future Redeemed wasn't nominated, but yeah. Yeah, Pikmin 3 was, or Pikmin 4 was 2023. You had Pikmin 4, you had Metroid Prime Remaster, you had Tears of the Kingdom. You had a lot of good games in 2023 as well. You got Super Mario RPG, a lot of great stuff in 2023. There's no way Pokemon would get anything, anything with them PS2 graphics. Well, what about multiplayer game of the year? I think the multiplayer in Pokemon is still really good. Although it didn't really work that great when it comes like to other people's, so yeah, maybe not multiplayer. But yeah, like the competitive multiplayer was fantastic. Mario Wonder in oh my god, yeah, Mario Wonder in 2023. 2023 was a goated year. 2022 and 2023 were really good back-to-back years for Nintendo. And then of course everything was winding down in 2024. So yeah. All right, guys, we are going to wrap it up here. We have hit our 3-hour plus limit, so I want to say thank you guys so much for coming out to tonight's stream, man. Like, we didn't stream for a couple days, and you guys really came through, man. So I appreciate that. It really helps out on the stream. And once again, we are living the embodiment, the soul, the essence of Combo Breaker. Thank you, guys. Dawson says, "Oh, I just came back. My bad, Dawson. I'm sorry." We're gonna have a replay for you, so if you want to watch the replay, you can. And I want to say thank you to everybody. I'm telling you, man, I hate YouTube. I hate YouTube. I do a video in the morning. I hate this because it gyps me out on ad revenue. I do a freaking video on YouTube, and I say, Donkey Kong Bonanza and Switch 2 big update. YouTube algorithm says, no! No, I don't like that title. Change it. I changed it to something else. No, that title sucks too. I changed it to something else. A little bit better. I changed it to one more thing. Oh, that title's good. We'll put it in. I literally hate YouTube. All I did was change the title to Donkey Kong Bonanza gets a huge update. Oh no, yeah, great video, OJ. I hate YouTube. Like, I literally hate YouTube. Like, I hate YouTube. I hate it because now my Donkey Kong video is doing great. It's my third. It started out at 8 out of my last 10. Now it's all the way up to 3 out of my last 10. And it's just the title. There's nothing changing the video. It's just the title. I I mean that with love. When I say I hate YouTube, I mean that, and like, no, I love YouTube. I just gotta know what the title of my stupid stuff. I just gotta know what the title is. Stop doing experimentation. People get mad at titles. It's not my fault. It's YouTube's fault. I would love to put the titles that are a bit, you know, whatever, but you can't. Otherwise, YouTube will just not put your video in the algorithm. They'll just say, nope. Nobody wants to watch it. Yeah, big word was, too many words, too big of words. Problem for YouTube. Problem, YouTube says, no. Problem for YouTube. So, yeah. I still hate it. That video shot up from, like, literally, it was like number 9, and 9 out of my last 10. It shot up from like the morning all the way to number 3, and it's probably gonna be 10K plus video now. Crazy. It's all good though. I'm still learning YouTube. All right. Thank you guys so much, man. Let's see. Just make it DSP plays Donkey Kong wrong, and then you'll get some traction. No, I know what to do. I got a clear head now. Check out my video. Since YouTube is now deciding to let people watch it, check out my video. Here it is. There it is. It's right there. So go watch it, guys. If you've already watched it, watch it again. Check tomorrow morning's video, it's 15 minutes long, but I'll probably add on the review scores to it. So we'll probably just add that on to the scores already. So we'll just do that with it. So we'll just do that because I don't know if I want to do 2 videos. We'll probably just ad hoc it on to the already video that I already did. So and then we'll just title it differently. So that was amazing stream, OJ. Peace, awesome. Hey, shout outs, guys. Thank you so much. Big love to Cyber Taurus and Justin, both of them Hokages and Stream Ninjas tonight. Big love to everybody that dropped donos. Big love to Bead Queen, Elite Ninjas. Thank you guys so much for everything, man. You guys were incredible. Like I said, we went further than beyond 4 times the combo breaker. We will be back tomorrow. I know tomorrow is Wednesday. I take Wednesday off, but I already took 2 days off beforehand. So we're gonna power through. We're gonna do Tuesday. We're gonna do Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and maybe even Sunday. And then I'll probably take Monday off or something like that. So we're gonna try to see if we can power through the at least Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, at least 5 days in a row. So get ready. We're gonna lock in Donkey Kong Bonanza, big stream on Thursday. A lot of big content coming up, man. So it's gonna be great. 4 times the combo breaker, limit break. Let's go, baby. Big love, guys. Combo breaks. Thank you guys so much for the support tonight. Thank you guys for the Elite Ninjas. Love you guys so much. Watch my video. Because if you don't watch my video, I'm gonna be upset. I'm gonna cry myself to sleep tonight if you don't watch my video. So if you haven't seen it, I'm gonna cry. So don't make me cry, because that'll be sad. I'll be a sad guy. You know, sad guy. What's up, Jason Wade? Big love to Christian. Thank you so much for the support, guys. Thank you for the donos, man. Seriously, you guys are awesome. Love y'all so much. And we will see you for the next one tomorrow morning early for Donkey Kong Bonanza reviews. I'll be up early, ready to go. One more thing, I have been changing my stream, or not my stream schedule, my sleep patterns. I've been trying to go to sleep earlier now. Go to sleep early, wake up. I just started my new routine. So I woke up like at 4:30, cleaned my room, got everything ready to go. So I'm going to be more on point. Notice, I'm going to be on point, guys. We got to lock in for the rest of the summer. I got to lock in and get my 6-pack. It's starting to come back now. I'm starting to see it. It's visible there now. So I need to finish that 6-pack out. And I need to get on track when it comes to my sleep schedule and the content on the channel. We need to lock in and get these subs up, and of course get these streams up as well. So all right, thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate it. We'll see you guys for tomorrow's stream. We're probably gonna go around the same time. All right, 4:30 or so p.m. PT, 7:30 Eastern time. All right, guys, love y'all so much. Oh, and did I show you guys this real quick? Look at this. I don't know if I think I showed you guys. Hold up. Oh, sorry. I think I showed you guys this. I don't know if I did or not, but I got this figurine. I'm trying to finish my room so I can show off this really cool figurine. It's only 10 bucks. I think I showed you guys already, but it's Lemillion from My Hero. It looks so nice, and it was 10 bucks. It's such a detailed figurine for $10. But yeah, this is a cool figurine. I have it over here, but I want to have it on my he's inspiring me to get the abs. You see the abs, so he's inspiring me to work out like Lemillion, So, yeah, okay, I showed you guys on Twitter. Yeah, I showed you guys, but I didn't show you guys here. So, yeah. I want to showcase my Lemillion and my other special edition stuff that I have behind me when I get my room put together. So, yeah. Yeah, it looks really cool. It's a really nice figurine. It's super detailed, too. Like, look at that. Like, it's actually... I'm not holding it sideways. Like, that's how it goes. Like, he's just doing his kick, I told my wife the backstory about this guy, and she's like, "Oh my gosh, that's so cool." She wanted one because he thinks that he's like awesome. I'm like, "Yeah," and and you know what happens? In order for him to go through walls, he gets like naked, and she's like, "What?" And I'm like, "Yeah, he can go through objects, but he has to be naked." But they made him this outfit, and it makes it to where it's like his skin, so he doesn't have to run around naked. And she's like, "Wow, what a backstory!" And I'm like, "Yeah, it's pretty crazy." For those who don't know. All right, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate it. Take care. Love you guys. And we'll see you for the next one. Peace out, homies. Bye, B.